Now we're recording, bro. Can you please repeat that?
I said 7-Eleven food is underrated.
Charlie Flaherty, is that how you pronounce your last name?
It is,
officially my favorite guest, and we are 12 seconds in. This is Fudge and Finn's hashtag shotsforlikes podcast, and I decided to start without Finn because so you guys know, I talk about joking around about sucking toes all the time and weird shit like that, but probably one of the weirdest things is that I love 7-Eleven hot dogs. We bring it up all the time, but
I used to live right down the street from a 7-Eleven, and when I would get home from work at like whatever ungodly hour of the morning, it's actually when I worked with his girlfriend at the Stanhope House. I'd get home and I would, if I took a taxi home, I would have them drop me off at 7-Eleven so I can get drunk food and then go home. But I would always get like one of those like giant hot dogs they have, but like without the bun.
It's called the Big Bite.
I would just eat it like a fucking Slim Jim, like walking home.
Dude, I love that you're on this podcast right now. This is amazing.
So my hot dogs ready?
Dude, well,
7-Eleven hot dogs.
Yeah, I mentioned it, and he sat there, and we weren't recording yet. I was obviously going to wait for you. I don't know why, because you're an asshole.
Fuck yeah.
But he got all sorts of triggered when I said 7-Eleven food is underrated. So
I was like, shut the fuck up. Let me hit record, bro. We got to talk about this right now. I already brought up sucking toes.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Well, I did it in 3 seconds.
It took about 3 seconds. Yeah.
I just at this point I just say it to fucking bug you now. But
you don't understand. There's been like 5 podcasts in a row where he talks about him sucking toes.
I'm gonna make a confession right off the bat. I've never listened to your guys' podcast.
That's fine, bro. Most people don't.
I thought about listening, but my second thought was it would be more fun if I didn't and just went in blind. So like this could be like some kind of like white nationalist podcast right now.
Some weirdo like
how'd you guess?
Rightist fucking
and
Nazi weirdos.
This could be a huge mistake. But figured I'd just roll the dice.
What do they call us now? Alt-right, right?
Alt-right,
isn't that what
yes,
that? Yeah,
yes.
they shave their head and they're like, no, yeah, white people are the real people or whatever. Is that what they waste their time doing? I guess, right?
Well, now you gave it up. Now he knows this. That's not what our podcast is about. So.
Oh, I'm so happy you put that fan on me.
Kind of disappointed, really.
You're like, I was hoping to just fucking fight with some Nazis for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm what do they call it? I'm a liberal cuck, I guess would be the
cuck, huh?
The term.
What's cuck mean?
Cuck used to mean something else, and now it just means like liberal pussy or whatever the hell. Like,
isn't that like wasn't that like a porn thing?
Cuck, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but it was like when. It's like a guy who likes to watch his girlfriend get fucked by another guy. I think
that's what it is.
And I believe it was like specifically like a black guy. I'm not, you can look it up.
Man, that's racist. It's okay. You can. I mean, we don't pop the N-word or anything, but we make some black jokes every now and then. It's all right.
I mean, that wasn't a joke. I mean, that's a
well, you were like. Black? You can say black. It's all right.
I mean, I'm also looking at a black dildo hanging from the wall over there.
That dildo's name is Mo Bigsley, and it's probably the best doorstop you ever seen in your entire life.
It's a joke, but it really is.
Yeah. Well, you can see.
We wanted to test drive it for you right now, dude. Not the dick.
Oh, the doorstop. Okay, so not that you guys can hear it. See?
I mean, that's kind of fantastic.
Yeah. It wasn't even meant to be a doorstop. It just.
So is this one on the table a doorstop as well?
That was just an act of patriotism in the middle of one of our our sub podcasts. That's just me and him that we have. We have 2 during the week. We have the one where we have a guest, and then we have another one called the Morning After Pill, where the idea is like we talk about the previous podcast and just whatever bullshit we decide to come up with.
All right. The after show. It's kind of like like Talking Dead.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
except we're like hungover, like. All right, so this is what happened last night.
Like years and years ago, a bunch of old friends of mine. We always talked about doing, like, whenever we would have like a really, really stupid drunk night. Like we would all purposely get up as early as possible the next morning and hit record and just try and talk about what the hell happened. But we never did it
together.
But yeah, there's some kind of morning after what the hell happened last night podcast.
Dude, that's the best part about this podcast. Like sometimes I'll listen and be like, oh fuck, like that happened. Like, cool story about Fudge. He was talking about sticking his finger in someone's cock the other day.
Not really. It's You make it sound so vulgar.
So anyway, I forgot that shit
He
happened.
meant it in like
I
a
didn't even
loving
suck
way.
his toes, dude. All right,
Thank
Jesus.
God. I would,
That'd be gay.
but
It's not gay unless he sucked the toes.
Yeah.
dude, I was at work and everyone's like, "So Fudge, he stuck his finger in a dick, huh?"
I knew that was gonna come up, man.
And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
My
dude?"
my old band was on tour, and my buddy's uncircumcised, so we'd always bust his balls about it. You know what I mean? Be like, "Oh, dude, don't get your foreskin caught on that," like closing a door or something, you know. So we'd always make fun of him like crazy. So I don't know. I guess we were fucked up in the van one night, and for whatever reason, it just came out. And he was like, "Doc, right now, shut the fuck up." I don't know. I guess I can't
The fans
describe
don't
it.
need to hear it twice. I guess.
Yeah, and I can't really describe it in a justifiable way to make it seem like not homosexual, I guess. But I'm comfortable with my sexuality, man.
I hear you, man.
Dude, I mean, I just impregnated a girl, so it's a little too late to go back, even if I did want to, like, suck cock or something, you know? So,
I mean, congratulations.
thank you very much. I
That's
appreciate
the only nice thing he's heard about this baby on this podcast. Jeff.
Yeah, or possibly in my real life, too, besides, like, you know, my parents or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, you're a father, I'm assuming.
I am. I have 2 kids.
I'll see.
There you go. So I got somebody on my side here.
yeah.
How much sleep am I not getting come January of next year?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't slept in like 4 years.
Well, I'm honestly, I'm used to not sleeping in, and a lot of times in the weekends, unless I'm like hungover as fuck because I hung out with this asshole, I actually am pretty stoked waking up early because I can like get shit done and be like, yo, like if I get enough shit done, now I can play some fucking video games. But then a Yankee game comes on, I'm like, all right, now I gotta watch baseball.
If I can sleep till like 8 a.m. now, it's what like noon used to feel like.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 39.
39.
Well, you don't look it if that makes you feel better.
Thank you.
I didn't think you were almost 40.
It's actually got brought up earlier today. Yesterday at work, I had someone asked me how old I was, and I said 39, and same reaction. So I'm just gonna start lying to people.
I'm 20, bro.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna ask them how old do I look, and then if like whatever they say, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, how'd you guess? Like it's just always gonna be their answer.
You know what it is? Because that's a weird age. People are like from like 30 to 30. People are starting to bald. You're just shaving it.
Yeah.
I think that helps, man.
This was not my decision. This was
No.
this was my hair's decision. It's started to like just not be there. So
well, right, but you shave it off.
I took preemptive measures
Because you don't want to look like a dick. Like I have a couple friends. I'm like, guys, I'm
Just
like,
let go.
just shave
I
it, dude.
buzz my head to a 0 right now because my hair is receding, and it's like preparing, and it almost
So I'm
basically
saying,
looks
dude,
bald.
yeah.
So one day, because my brother was bald by my age already, and my dad's fucking got like that haggard ass comb over thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it runs in the family. So I'm just preparing to just straight up be bald.
I still remember when I first just said fuck it all and took it all off. I'm pretty sure it was New Year's Day 2005 was the first time I just
That's when I graduated high school.
New Year's Day. That's a
Well, no, it was just 2005.
oh.
Yeah, I didn't
I
think.
say you guys got weird school years.
Yeah, it's West Milford, man. It's
Y'all
pretty
motherfuckers
up
are
there.
weird, West Milford. Shit.
We are, if it helps.
You went to West Milford?
Yeah.
I knew a couple people from
Waste Milford.
Wait, is that like Newfoundland area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you want to say it like a Canadian, it's the Newfoundland area. Hey,
Is it Newfoundland? Is it Newfoundland?
jerk off fat New Jersey guys just call it Newfoundland, but I think the actual Newfoundland off of Canada, it's like I think it's kind of like an island. I don't know if it's an island or a peninsula.
Did you guys know anyone with the last name Juarez?
No,
No.
Negative.
All right.
Juarez.
Never mind then. They're the only people from West Milford and Newfoundland I ever knew. So,
Newfoundland. I like it. You keep the Newfoundland.
am I not pronouncing it right?
Well, no. It's Canadians call like I said, there's a part of Canada that's that's Newfoundland,
Okay,
but they call it Newfoundland. But I've never heard it like living in West Milford called Newfoundland ever. Or no, I have. That's all I've ever heard it is be called
Wait,
Newfoundland.
so people actually do call it Newfoundland?
Yeah.
I feel like I've
think
always felt like if I call it that, like people are just gonna like snicker at me, be like, he said Newfoundland.
I mean, if somebody's calling Newfoundland, I'm pretty sure they're fucking Canadian as fuck. Is that like
Canadian?
I guess I am now.
Dubbed on the podcast. Canadian.
I mean,
goddamn Canadian?
I am a Justin Trudeau fan, so I guess
Who's that?
he's their prime minister.
See, learn something new every
This is
podcast. I guess,
obviously not going to be a political podcast.
Yeah, we're, we dabble every once in a while, but
Yeah, but it's usually like, I mean, to be honest with you, I guess it's probably a good thing you've never listened to an episode because we joke around about liberals all the time.
That's all right.
But, I mean, his girlfriend's fucking pretty goddamn liberal. And
she is probably more so than I am.
Oh, that's good then, because we fucking rip on her all the time, and she just takes it, so.
I'm one of those liberals who gets equally as pissed off by, like, other liberals as I do by the other side. Like,
yeah, I guess conservatives, right?
Like, the people who, like, just take the whole lefty thing way too far, and they kind of make, like, reasonable left center kind of people like me kind of look bad and get lumped in with that
I think the whole idea is like, we're trying to work together as a human race and help each other. But when you're just going ape shit and like making claims that have no information backing them and like taking situations out of what actually happened and putting them in others. And don't get me wrong, I make fun of hardcore. I make fun of pretty much everything political because it's all bullshit to me for the most part. Anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. I'm never going to judge anybody of their political views unless they're like fucking like a Nazi or something.
I will say I was a lot more reasonable of a person before November 2016. That's all kind of gone out the window every day since. Now I just scream from the hilltops every fucking morning.
See, that's why I can't let it bother me, man. I got too much shit to worry about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I try not to, but it's just I can't.
Gets rough for you.
Yeah, it's
like I'm a cook. I got to deal with a shitload of tickets coming. I got time to be bitching about like
politics or the fact that Donald Trump's a fucking moron. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't pay attention enough to what he's doing. Like, all I ever see is
you're probably better off. It just gets continuously worse.
Because it's like, I feel like if he is doing good, because I feel like most of the people on the internet are liberal nowadays anyways. So I feel like if he is trying to do something good, they're going to try to spin it around and make him look dumb. And then if he does something bad, then they're going to totally over-exaggerate to make him look even fucking worse. So
I would actually go as far as to say the internet right now is run by the other side. The internet is run by like Trump trolls, and they just trigger
trolls in general.
They just trigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Trigger liberals and make liberals mad.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
And then that's whatever we talk about on any given day.
It's too bad that more conservatives aren't complaining, because then I would just make fun of them. It's pretty much whoever's complaining the most, I just feel the need to have to just get annoyed with.
Conservatives have pretty much they're like lockstep behind Trump now. Like there's no more Republican Party. It's just the Trump Party. It's which is just kind of sad. Like it's
but I feel like didn't he like only go Republican because he felt like he would get more voters that way anyway?
Possibly. He used to be. I think he was a Democrat at one point.
He definitely was.
Yeah, it's
yeah. Because I remember them bringing that up a lot during
I mean, he was also always kind of racist. So, I mean, like, I don't know how those two things go hand in hand, but
I guess he pulled it off until he decided to just become a Republican, because then he would get more votes. I mean, that's my guess.
I still love how the Simpsons called that shit. Like,
Simpsons called everything, dude. There was a Pat McAfee podcast episode a couple months ago I was listening to, and they literally went down a list of like, it was like a 2-hour podcast, and it was like 20 things they went down, dude, and just mentioning like Simpsons called it, and like everything. I was like, oh my god, because that did happen then, and they did have that episode then. Like, holy shit!
Like things and people, like by and large, are so kind of ridiculous right now that like I don't know what kind of fan base you guys have, but like if there's. I mean, like, it's possible that there's, like, some people out there right now who would, like, hear you say, like, well, Donald Trump is a moron. And they'll be like, well, fuck this. I'm never listening to these assholes again. Like,
I think if anyone takes us seriously, they should not be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, and honestly, like, as the time goes on, we'll get into more and more conversation, and we'll get, like, a bit more fucked up and drunk. And, like, honestly, no matter what we're saying, dude, like, we're fucking joking around. When all in all, you know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck who you voted for, or what your political views are, whatever. We're here to have a good time, have some drinks, and then bullshit about whatever comes out. That's pretty much.
We
should do a shot. We got to get the theme song going.
This is one of the things. How I said I never listened to your podcast before, and And then I saw it's called Shots for Likes.
Yes.
Is that it? All right.
Yeah.
So like
It's a playoff
that-
for like making fun of the internet, like hashtag like
That-
for likes, whatever.
so that gave me somewhat of a. I was like, oh, maybe they like to drink, and then like
I love this. He's like brand fucking new,
and then-
dude.
and
He's
then-
got no idea.
Yeah, like this additional disclaimer for anyone listening. Like I've never even met either one of these
That is
people.
true. You might be the first guest.
I was. How even did this come about? It was just I was recommended by Kristen.
Yeah,
You
Kristen
guys-
came up to me at one point. She's like, "Hey, my buddy Chris, like, he'd probably be really good
Charlie.
on your podcast."
No, Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Actually,
See, I don't know yet.
I had a boss once call me Chris for like a year and a half because I never corrected him. Like I just,
You guys should have kept
I would
it going. The
I would
whole
just
podcast.
start answering to Chris. So
That would have been funny.
That'd been funny. All of a sudden, the episode comes out and Chris, it's not Chris, it's Charlie. I'd be like,
You're gonna get drunk though, and you're gonna start calling him
Yeah.
Chris again. It'll be
and,
fine.
I'm gonna go with it.
Are you
Yeah.
are you having a shot with us? A little, even if you want to do a happy, a little ceremonial.
I'm gonna wait for now. I'm gonna
That's
see
fine.
what happens. But yeah, to continue that, like I was, I saw that, and then the other day you guys texted me like, so what do you like to drink? Because I'm gonna have this and he's gonna have that, and I was like, like I don't know. I'll just drink some
What I
beer,
get
I guess.
into.
Problem is,
we do have guests that don't drink.
yeah,
Charlie, before you keep going, I want to play a
No,
theme
you have a
song.
theme song,
Yeah,
yes,
because we're like
okay.
16 minutes in. Usually we get it out quicker, but we're like actually talking like
so we're gonna
human
put it on.
beings,
This is like The Departed, where they don't play the opening music until like 20 minutes in. Like,
Pretty much.
so great fucking
Dude, that movie
Great
just came on
fucking
Netflix,
movie, yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I know, but I own a Blu-ray anyway though because I'm a baller.
that's
So
pretty much all I'm gonna watch. Whenever
I'm just kidding. $8 Blu-ray basket at Walmart. Mike, check. Fudge and Finn. Shots for likes in that ass. Shots for likes. I made this song, if you can tell. Shots for likes. Take a shot there, Keith, huh? Get a fucking newbie on. Don't even know his name. I like it. Shots for likes.
That's it. Yeah,
That's it.
That's
And
pretty
all
cool.
You're like, thank God, huh?
Do you play that every time you take a shot?
Oh, thank God.
That'd be a lot of theme song plays.
Then we'd really have no listeners.
No, we play that at the beginning, and then when we have the guests like do their own little version of it after the podcast, so they're all shimmed up, and then we just make them say random stuff. I record it.
And then you shove them in their car and say drive home.
Yeah. No, usually they have ride homes.
we always have a
rides home.
couch.
In the couch, dude. Yeah, now the couch is finally here, but
You
and
just got to
then
deal with the dog jumping on you in the middle of the night, you know.
he'll be all right.
But,
Every time I've ever slept here, though, the dog's always. If anything, I feel like I almost crushed the dog like 1,000 times.
He's trying to get under your titty for warmth.
Yeah, he nuzzles inside me because I have a lot of man to warm him with.
But
Yeah,
no,
what were we talking about?
I've been kind of all right. So like, I can drink beer forever. I'll drink all the beer in the world and be fine.
Right.
As soon as I start, I used to be able to drink whatever the hell I wanted, but like the past handful of times where like I add shots to the beer, I end up like not remembering
Just downhill.
anything. Like it's just it's and the last time I think was the clincher a few weeks ago. Me and a bunch of friends went to a Mets Yankees game, and
Was it the only one the Mets won?
no. Did they win any of them?
They won the last one.
Did they? Okay.
They only did 3, right?
Yeah.
It was the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think.
There was we all went for one of my friend's birthday celebration, and for whatever reason, like normally when we would go to a game, we would take like the bus or the train or something.
Right.
They decided to rent a stretch limo for us to
fucking
go there.
badass,
So we
dude.
took a limo to the Mets Yankees game and just drank the whole way there, and then
Beautiful.
That's the way to do it.
and then drank the whole game, and
Naturally.
then we were all fine leaving the game. It was great. Everybody had a great time, and then we realized on the way home, like, oh, we don't have anything else to drink, so we asked the limo driver, "Can you stop so we can get something?"
And you know it wasn't needed. Like, you would have been fine.
You know,
You can't stop drinking. You're going to fuck everything up.
No, I mean, like, we were gonna have a couple more beers. It would have been fine, but like, he stopped somewhere where like it wasn't, for whatever reason, he stopped at a place that was, they just sold liquor. There was no beer. So like, my friend comes back in a limo with a bottle of wine and a bottle of Jameson.
Oh, God.
And
What a terrible fucking mix.
and we drank everything. We drank the whole fucking bottle, both bottles,
already,
and like
so
it, in the back of the limo, he had like these fancy like glass. We were drinking beer out of champagne glasses, first of all,
Nice.
but like this big fancy like I don't even know what the hell it was called, but like we were pouring Jameson in it and drinking it out of it, and like that's the last
limo driver's probably.
That's the last thing. The last thing I remember.
Oh yes, I was like, finish that sentence. I can't wait.
I remember drinking Jameson in a limo, and then I wake up at home the next.
Well, that's good,
the
at
next
least.
morning.
So,
ditch.
let me ask you this: you're married?
I am.
That's
I'm
a good-
married. I have two young children. That's bad news. I walk out and like my wife just looks at me like, ugh.
I was gonna say. So what's because I'm gonna need to prepare for this. What happens with your wife when you wake up the next morning hungover because your kids are like, Dad, boom, 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 like fucking waking your ass up at like 7 a.m. and you're hungover as fuck.
They actually didn't. They didn't wake me up that morning.
Maybe
like,
they tried and you just didn't move.
well, like no,
Mom, is Daddy dead?
I actually I woke up feeling somewhat okay. Like I woke and
Every now and then you get lucky.
But that was before like the realization set in. It was like I woke up, I was like morning, and then like shit, I'm in my own bed. I don't fucking remember how I got here.
Probably
Like
in trouble.
yeah, I'm definitely in trouble. Like so I walk out and like I flat out said like how did we get home? Because I don't know. But we took an Uber. I slept through the whole thing. Yeah.
Did your wife go with you?
Oh, she was with us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. See, I was under the impression that it was like a boys' night out to the game.
It was
it
was.
She Yankees fan or Mets fan either? Not really. Just
Yankees-ish.
Yankees-ish.
I mean, neither one of us is like a huge baseball fan, but like she grew up a Yankees fan. I grew up a Mets fan. So like you stay in your
That's why you're
stay in
not
your
a fan
tribes, I
anymore.
guess.
I don't
Like,
blame you.
but no. So yeah, she was like. She pretty much told me like what had happened, and she's like, "I'm fucking disgusted with you right now." And like,
all right. So can we go into detail about how disgusted she was? Because I love these are the juicy details we want to hear, baby.
Just like how fucking sloppy I obviously must have been. Like, just
were you like tripping over the family dog, knocking over dishes on the kids?
I was told later that once I passed out in a limo, they were still pouring Jameson in my sleeping mouth. So,
no.
Yeah.
Hold on, so if your wife wasn't stopping them, then I mean she's kind of.
At that point, she was probably like, "Fuck him, doesn't matter." Like,
fuck, I'll yell at him in the morning.
Yeah, but the worst part of that day was like the Uber of shame back to get our car. Like she was like, "You're going back to get the car." So like, the whole Uber ride there, I'm just trying to remember what the hell happened. And
imagine it was the same guy. Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I think happens when like what ends up happening if like I get really hammered and I end up like not full blown blacking out, maybe a little browning out, or like I don't really remember. But then you wake up the next day and then we'll start bullshitting about what happened last night. So somebody was okay enough to start.
Well, I mean, normally.
So I'm like, oh, I remember what happens, but I think in all reality, I don't fucking remember what happened. Somebody just told me, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, that happened."
Yeah,
so,
yeah, that's
once again,
probably
the only reason we're recording ourselves, so we know what we did the night before.
But no, to continue, like that was a Friday night. So like the next Friday, usually on Fridays at work, like a handful of guys at the job, like we go out to lunch on Fridays, and like we go to like this.
Where do you work? If you're allowed, if you're okay with talking about it.
I work a warehouse job during the days, and then I bartend and wait tables at night.
Word.
But at the warehouse job, like on Fridays, a handful of us usually go out and we go to this shitty little bar and like, we get a burger and a couple beers or whatever. But like the bartender will usually buy us a shot before we leave. And like that one shot was enough to like trigger it all back like make me feel like kind of half brain dead for the rest of the afternoon. So like I feel like I might have broken myself like that last night.
Your liver's just like, nah,
it's like
dude.
acid when like you crack your back or whatever. Right? I've never done just for the fans. I've never done
Jameson
acid.
flashback.
Yeah, but if you just open the doors with another shot or two or something, then it all comes back.
I think
like in fucking what's not Beer League, the other one.
Beer Fest?
Beer Fest. When they have to get them drunk again to find out wherever the fucking place was they were. That's what happened, man. It started hitting you once it hits your lips. It's so good when it hits your lips.
Years ago, I had to stop drinking vodka because vodka had like a really bad effect on me. And
It's like him drinking fucking scotch.
I feel like I might have to retire Jameson now as well. Like Jameson's always been like my boy.
Friends
So,
till
like,
the end.
This is sad.
We could have like a celebratory thing for you if you want. You can get on like a little bonus episode, and we'll bring it one last time with the JMO. We'll put it to rest for you. It's the perfect place to do it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I am gonna take one shot with you guys just to see how it goes.
12 year, baby. Maybe they'll catch you. Maybe they'll get
at
you
some
back
point. So, you got the 12,
Or even
well, it wasn't the 12 that I had, so that's
Maybe
okay. But
it might not be a bad idea. Get a couple glasses, like pouring a little shot in there to sip on.
The problem is moderation, right? You get so drunk that like you feel like you can drink the way you used to, and also probably has something to do with it. Like I used to be over 100 pounds heavier than I am right now.
That makes a big
like within
difference,
the
bro.
So you look like me.
within the past 3 years, I've lost about 120 pounds.
Congrats,
Shit, dude.
man.
Good for you. Well, you got the kids, so you're trying to stay alive.
But
I'm in the middle of trying to do that now. Still not really doing that well, but I'm getting there.
I still drink the way I did when I
but
was
you don't have that weight
when
to
I was
suck
that
it in.
weight though. Yeah, so like, yeah, it took a while for me to realize too. Like I used to be able to smoke weed, I'll give me a whole fucking blunt to my head, doesn't matter. Like now, if I take more than one hit, I'm done for
Weed's
like a
also
week.
Whole different
Like,
animal.
Well, but I'm saying like it took me a while to like realize that. And like now I know that like if I smoke I gotta chill and like and I feel
be
like,
home and not leave.
I feel like it's the same way with shots now. Like if I'm gonna do shots, I have to be like coherent enough to be like I'm not gonna take more than one or two because that's never what happens. It's like
It's always 3 or
you
4.
take one or two and it's like well fuck it, let's just drink everything.
Let me ask you this: would the wife be mad at you if you stayed over if we did get you drunk?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? That's good to find out now.
Yeah.
So we won't force feed them
Not-
down your throat.
Not an option.
It's funny. We actually had a guest on who he's still a big boy, but he used to be really big, and he still drinks like he used to.
Yeah.
And he blacked the fuck out on a pot. He tried to fight me. He was
Jesus.
like thrown up in my sink.
Oh, Zapata.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. I was like,
And-
who are you talking about?
And it wasn't just that. Like the previous times we hung out, like it always happens.
This was on a podcast?
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
didn't try and fight me until we were downstairs after.
Oh, okay.
Which
Not like
I
a
guess
full blown like aggression fight, but like kind of like, let's fucking go, man. I'm drunk. Let's do it. You know, like we've done it 1,000 times. Where
Yeah.
and you'll probably hear some of those stories tonight because we have our buddy who usually
bartender.
our bartender
tonight.
dude. He's gotten like 2 hours of
You
sleep
usually
all
have
week.
a bartender here with you?
That's our buddy Eric. He was on the very first episode, and he's a really good friend of ours. And yeah, so at this point, it's like because we don't want to go more than 4 mics. You're starting to like clog up
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
People get drunk. You can't hear a fucking goddamn thing. But having the bartender, because he sits around and farts around on his phone and shit anyway. So he's like the perfect person to pop in like once every 20 minutes, say something hilarious.
You should get him to like run a soundboard with like wacky sounds and shit.
Like,
Like,
I've been
Well,
talking about that.
We
like, you guys are like wacky radio morning DJs. Make like drops like shots for likes.
Yeah, like, we will get a soundboard, and I will most likely control it because I don't think I can trust anybody else with it.
With fudge and like, just say like shit.
Dude, that's actually well. I mean, the
definitely want a
soundboard's always been the idea, but I like the sound clips you're coming up with. I'm gonna have to have you come back and record the shit so I can.
Where like just little fucking.
It gets so out of
How many
control.
episodes of this have you guys done now?
You are episode 29, but our
29.
sub podcast, there's like 20 episodes of that. So we're
Almost 50.
right around. Yeah, but that's 50. We don't count the morning after pill.
Yeah.
That's the one with just me and him.
Yeah.
Where we like go over the episode and just bullshit
Also,
about
that's
That's
whatever.
what you call it, the morning after pill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Well, initially it was kind of like the first couple of podcasts we were doing. We were like, "Yo, let's do a little something in the morning after when
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
hungover as fuck, and we'll have a drink or two and bullshit." And then it eventually became something that's like, "Yo, like we should keep the content rolling. A good, one on Sunday night,
Yeah.
one on fucking Wednesday night. Something for listeners who are actually listening now to keep it going. Because it might take a couple days to listen, the car
Yeah,
rides home, whatever." But keep consistency to keep fans happy and
Yeah,
hopefully get new fans, etc.
I mean, I'll definitely listen going forward. Like,
check some out.
I'm a huge podcast fan. It took me a long time to like start listening to podcasts, but like
once you get going,
yeah,
Same.
Now I subscribe.
Now it's like all I do.
I subscribe to like 30 different podcasts, man. Like I can't, at my warehouse job, like if I don't listen to podcasts, I go crazy. Like,
I can't remember the last time I listened to music in my car.
Same. I pretty much only
The car is actually the only place I still do listen to music.
Okay.
That's but
Well,
yeah, I mean, I guess everybody does it on their own time, like their own like. There's
See, when I'm at work, I can't listen to podcasts because I'm a cook, so like I have music on. Like, I can't have a podcast.
It depends
on.
what your job is. Really.
Yeah, like he does IT, so he can like listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot of it's background to me. Like I'll pause it if I have to talk to somebody, but if I have I don't have to talk to somebody, I'll keep it going.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, like I still have to pay attention to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So a lot of it's background, but sometimes I'll start to catch something and I'll start laughing my ass off, and people are probably looking at me like, "What the work harder?"
The loose kind of structure of this whole thing. It reminds me of like me and this dude I used to be in a band
Relationship with?
Yes, my old partner. I mean, it seemed, in retrospect, it seemed like a relationship.
It basically is.
That's what our girlfriends say about us.
We were in a
so
band.
It's all right.
We were in a band. Kristen will tell you about it. I think she was a fan. We put out a handful of albums. It was pretty decent stuff. But like we did a podcast at one point.
What kind of music was it?
A little bit of everything. I mean, it was kind of like if I had to describe it, I guess it would be like an NERD kind of thing. Or
Okay.
It's
like I got
you
like
got a blank face on you. Like
no,
idea.
I know NERD. That's like Pharrell and like another guy. So you got like some hip hop, but like some.
It's like hip hop,
instrumental
R&B,
stuff in
pop.
there.
It's kind of like Gorillaz-ish, I guess.
Okay.
A little bit of a just kind of like potluck, man.
Who
like,
was nerd? It was Pharrell and another dude, right?
Well, it was the same guys that were the Neptunes with Pharrell. It was Pharrell, Chad Hugo, and this one other guy. And like NERD was like where they would make their own music instead of producing for other people. So it was like.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like some of the songs we would make would sound like Justin Timberlake-ish. Other songs were more like hip hop focused. Like I sing and I rap, so like it was like whatever.
That's pretty dope.
Whatever I felt like doing on any given
You
song.
want collab? Let me know, bro.
What do you do?
Well, I played in bands like most of my life, but I play guitar, drums, sing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I'm actually.
Just put a rap album out, bro.
Oh yeah.
I definitely haven't begun any production.
I mean,
at all,
if that theme song is any indication, like fucking fire, dude.
Yeah, thank you. No, I've always liked hip hop along with like, I mean, dude, like I like.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, punk, death metal,
Yeah.
progressive metal.
Same here, like
metalcore,
a little bit of everything, man.
Hip hop, R&B. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place.
Hip hop and R&B
focused.
are just kind of like what what naturally comes out of me, but like on any given day, I'll be listening to like it could be anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it's
right.
just,
Like I'll go to see Black Dahlia Murder one weekend, and then on the way home, I'm like bumping Wu-Tang. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
same
I
same
literally
kind of
listen
shit.
to like
Yeah.
you know, it's I guess I'm more metal focused than anything when it comes to like what I played. But I do want to. I mean, you know, the kid on the way.
Yeah.
Now we want to get a dog in the middle of buying the fucking condo we live in and shit. So it's just everything's so busy. But eventually,
this
when
dumb
things
thing
settle
we're doing.
down, and the podcast, yeah, it's
the last
podcast.
last album I put out was maybe 2.5 years ago, and I've been working on one since, but like I just have no time, no.
2 jobs, 2 kids, and a wife, man.
Yeah,
That's you know what? I'm really happy that you came on this podcast and you're telling me shit because now this is letting me know that I will still be able to continue to write music as I get older and have more kids and shit.
Well, it's also the way I tend to like. I'm a horrible. You said like, oh, we should collab. Like, I'm a horrible person to collab with. I like. I'll say that I'm gonna do something, and then it could be like years before I get around to it. Like that's the problem. Like I've been working on an album. I got like 3 songs done. Like boom, 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 and I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking breeze, man. This album's gonna be done next week. That was 2 years ago. and that's what happens though. Like it was the same thing with the last album. It's like I won't write for a year, and then all of a sudden I'll write a song, and then the rest of the album will just come like in that following week. Like it's just
yeah.
That's just what happened. And then the album's done, and then I won't have anything else for another 4 years or so.
You know what it is
like,
too when you're writing, like when you're in the mood and you're like real stoked on it. That's when you want to take advantage of it. But sometimes life gets in the way and you don't get that mood back for a minute. Like sometimes I'll sit there and rip out riffs and be recording and writing drums and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and then like 2 months later I'm like, whatever happened to that song I was writing? You know what I mean?
At
like
the same
it happens
time,
all the time.
I also feel like I am not totally different, but I am a much different person than I was even a couple of years ago. Just from like
take a shot there, Keith.
Sure. Everyone is, bro.
I mean, from
You can't
like
stay the same. You know what I mean?
like I'm a dad now. I feel like I have a lot more responsibilities that I didn't have previously.
Of course.
Like the things that are on my mind now aren't the same things that used to be. Like it's still like, what do I write about now? You know, it's not the same shit that I like.
I want my kid's ass twice a day.
It gets really loud. Tell him go away.
Like,
Leave that alone. He's got to stay in this moment. Oh my God.
I think you just wrote me a song.
There it is. Done deal,
I got you, bro. I got
So,
you, man.
Yeah, you guys could take that shot. That's fine.
Oh no, you don't worry about
Oh,
us.
okay.
I don't want to change the subject, but a real quick thing. Do you think they make handle-sized coasters?
Dude. Grab two coasters,
They're
bro.
called-
Come on. The table's
about this?
finally up here. Yeah,
got-
put it on that
You got
then.
any CDs laying around? That'll work.
Did we have our old shitty band CD line?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were like 18 and he was, oh my
Yeah,
God.
you guys you have to let me listen to some of your stuff.
No,
and
we're
I'll,
cool,
I'll,
man.
I'll send you some of mine.
I'll not burn the bridge, but no, if we
You
got
can
some,
send us yours. You can't look
after the
at it.
podcast, we got some time, I could probably pull up shit on like YouTube.
A little shameless plug for anyone listening.
Plug anything you
I
want.
go
Anal plug?
I go by the name Charles Only. I actually used to go by the name Shameless Plug. But right now, I am Charles Only. There is an album out on Apple and Spotify and all that shit that you can check out. It's called The New Old Fashioned Way. If you look
Everything spelled like it sounds, two separate words, Charles Only?
Charles Only, yes. If you go to charlesonlymusic.bandcamp.com, it's pretty much everything I've ever done, including the old band I was talking about. We were called the Yes Yes Y'alls.
I was really going to hope that you had everything in one, because I'm never going to check it
yeah,
out.
no, there's
I love checking
every-
out local music and shit that, you know what I mean?
There's only one album available on like all the streaming stuff, but if you go to the Bandcamp, there's like everything going back
We
to
could
like
probably link it
2001.
into the Facebook.
Yeah,
post, too,
I
if you
can
want.
link it in the
cool.
fucking.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
awesome.
you. Yeah.
Just remind us.
I was gonna say definitely right because
go-
almost nobody ever has anything to promote. We just get drunk and fuck around. So
But before I forget, going back to what I was saying, me and the dude that I was in the Yes Yes Y'alls with.
that's a dope band name, by the way.
Oh, thank you. We used to do a podcast, and I don't know if you ever heard there was a podcast called You Look Nice Today. And
I've never heard of it, but I also
What?
started listening to podcasts like last year.
It was popular at the time, so we
That's-
gave our name a spin off of that. We called it You Look Like Crap Today, and that was the name of our podcast. And it kind of like, it was the same sort of like loose structure. We would just sit around and get drunk and talk about whatever the hell, and just have whoever on with us,
Right.
whoever happened to be around, and like.
Ah, God damn, I thought we were original and
It was-
shit. This motherfucker
But,
came on a couple years older than us.
Yeah, we
He's
did maybe
killing our dreams and
maybe
shit.
40, 45 episodes of it, and it was a blast, man. And then for whatever reason, he didn't want to do it anymore, and
That sucks.
it just stopped. And I've
So
always
we're
wanted
loving it, dude.
I've always wanted to go back to doing it again, but like it was,
As soon as we found out my girlfriend was pregnant, I was like, babe, podcast staying. She's like, no, yeah, of course, why to go? I mean, luckily my girlfriend's really cool. She's not one of those people that are like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, if she was, we wouldn't be together. But I was like, babe, I understand. Like, you know, a lot of times we take it with the kid. I get that. I'm not going to be like a shitty dad. But podcast stand, I'll get less drunk and everything. But the podcast,
I would like to do a podcast again at some point, even if it's just me. If my schedule ever allows me for like a day where I can like
Just do
be at
something.
home.
Well, do you have a studio at the house where you're
No,
recording?
well, I mean,
or what do you?
I don't. Like, I've always been lucky enough to like work with people who have their own sort of stuff, and
Right.
And if they don't, like I know people who, you know, can help me out. But yeah, like if I could just get like a little setup, and I mean,
it's easy nowadays to get a little setup going
Yeah,
for yourself,
yeah.
especially if you go like the hip hop R&B rap or
Yeah.
fucking route is what I meant to say. A lot of that shit is digital. You can just
I don't even mean
make
reco-
beats like on your
I don't mean
computer.
recording my own music.
No, he's
I
talking
mean
about
just like,
podcasts.
people always tell me,
I didn't know if you just meant everything in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People-
Because we bought newer shit for the podcast specifically, but I obviously have my own stuff that like I demo out like the bands I'm in music and stuff like that. So
yeah. People always tell like going back to like the political thing. I'm a very outspoken.
cheers there, Finn.
I'm a very outspoken political person.
Right.
On social media platforms and stuff, and people tell me often that I should do a podcast, and
You should, man.
I feel
it's
like I
tough.
get too tongue tied and too tongue-tied and angry at the same time. Where like,
but if you make it
would almost be counterproductive to hear me rant political for an hour or so. So like, if I ever did do something, it would be just a little bit of everything. It would be politics or whatever movie is out or whatever TV show I feel like watching. And
that's what's up. You keep up with current events. People want to hear about what's going on. They don't want to go out of their way to fucking look up an article. They can hear something. Somebody do it for them.
One thing that hasn't changed about me and probably will never change about me is I am a pop culture whore. Like whatever is happening in
love whores,
any facet of the world and entertainment, like my finger is on it. I know about it. I like
maybe
to talk
too.
about
It depends how they're feeling.
What?
I think he was making.
I'm going to do that the entire podcast. So you said whores 10 seconds ago, then you brought up a finger. So sometimes you stick another in.
Going back to the finger in the.
Sometimes you shock them.
The finger in the dick.
Yeah,
Gotta finger it out, you know.
We were so young then. It seemed just like a half an hour ago we were talking about.
It's probably exactly
talking
that.
about plugging dicks with fingers.
The dick was in my way, man.
Like when you listen to a podcast and it's just the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? Like I like when shit changes up when they have like different guests on or they talk about different things.
Yeah,
like, you have to. Like I want to hear you talk about the same shit every day.
There are podcasts that I like where it's structured and I always know what I'm gonna get and there's a comfort in that and like you listen to that when you want that. But like there's other podcasts where it's just like throw everything you have at the wall and see what sticks. Like
pretty much Joe Rogan's like the perfect example of he can have like comedian buddies on and get drunk and high and have a good time. Then he'll have like a fucking neurosurgeon or some crazy shit on, and it's like the most interesting shit you've ever heard.
Always interesting.
It's awesome.
Always, yeah.
You guys ever listen to the Bodega Boys? Do you know them?
No, but that sounds like something I want to listen to.
It's the guys that you ever hear the names Deezus and Miro? They have a late night show on Viceland now.
Okay, I've heard of Viceland. I know I'm familiar with the TV
show. They
show.
actually, their Viceland show is coming to an end. They just signed a deal with Showtime to do a weekly show.
Good for them.
But they started off as just a couple of dudes who were funny on Twitter. And people were like, you guys should do a podcast.
Media, bro.
And they did a podcast called Bodega Boys, and it took off. And like next thing,
that's a killer name.
Dude, check them out when you get a chance. It's
definitely will. Is it still going?
Oh yeah, they get once a week, and it's just like they just riff and riff and riff for like an hour, and like that's it. Like there's never any like structure or plan. It's just like go. That's like their whole kind of thing, and that's like why they kind of gain popularity. Like their late night show, they've had everyone from like senators and governors to like movie stars on their show to just sit with them at their little table like this and like just kind of shoot the shit about fucking fingers and dicks or whatever the hell. Like,
well, that's what we try. Like people get nervous to come out.
Charlie, take a look. I'm taking a picture to promote.
Yeah.
Boy. All right.
People are like, well, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, well, should I think of something? I'm like, dude, like how many times have I hung out with you? You know, and they'll be like, oh, all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up and get in front of the mic.
Especially at first, it's been a little bit better now, but a lot of times people get psyched out when the mic's in their face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our friends that we would sit there and have great times and get hammered and like bullshit, and like that's the whole point. Like we're like, dude, we all hang out, we get together, we drink, we have a good time, we talk about hilarious shit. Why not just start fucking recording?
Right.
It'd be fucking
It's
awesome.
weird that like for some people the hardest thing to do is act natural in that situation. Like you shove a microphone in their face, they feel like they got to put on some kind of show.
Well, that's what happened on our last podcast. It was fucking insane.
Yeah,
like
our buddy.
Nothing happened. Like
it was entertaining. It was funny, but we actually normally
fucking
like
cricket noises in the background and shit.
Well, no. There was never any dead fucking air. That's for sure. Well, normally it's like we're starting to get close to 3 hours, and 3 hours is our limit. That's where we're like, okay, we got.
I was actually gonna ask like, how long are you?
Yeah, 3 hours.
Not that I gotta bounce or anything. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, but that's where we start to cut off. Where it's like, okay, like. That's plenty of time. You know, and if people don't want to listen that much, then that's their prerogative. But if they still listen, good for them. But
that's actually always been my main issue with Joe Rogan's podcast is
4 hours.
I rarely have 3 hours to kill on a single podcast.
I go to his like later after all like the main ones that I want to listen to that are like an hour and a half, stuff like that.
I'm like the opposite. Like I rather it be a longer one. Well, it depends on a podcast. Sometimes like it's like an hour and a half. I'm like, no, this is really awesome. Like, please stop.
I mean, that is the great thing about podcasts, though. It's like if you want that, there are podcasts for you. If you want just
And you know
5-minute TED Talks. There's that too. Like,
exactly. And if I want to listen to a 3-hour podcast, if I'm enjoying myself, I will keep listening until I get to the end, whether it takes me a month. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm over it, and I tap out. You know. So
I wonder what like the longest podcast there is out there. Like if someone does like a 10-hour
10 hours a
podcast
week.
once a week. Yeah.
dude, what are you?
You just gave us a golden idea, though. Maybe we should do like a longie
Some
every
kind
year.
of marathon.
Bro,
like,
there's been like
Marathon
times
podcast where we just
24
drink ourselves to death. And have our
24-hour
friends bring us food.
marathon, like how they do those for like charity to like raise money and shit.
Oh.
Like, well, you guys wouldn't be raising money. You would just be like,
we'd be losing on all the liquor we
just
drank
be getting
for 10
drunk,
hours.
getting drunk for 24
Bad
hours.
idea, though. If we raise it for charity, more people will probably tune in.
24-hour drink-a-thon for charity.
We'd have to have a bunch of guests though, like rotating in. You know what I mean?
It'd be like one-
me and Fudge would have to rotate taking
At
naps
some
and
point,
shit.
like both of you guys would be asleep, and it'd just be like
Dead air.
one of your guests sitting here, like fucking reading a book or something. Like,
And now, chapter 3.
Ow now, brown cow. Oh my god.
man.
That would. I'm all for that.
well,
though.
if you guys
Like,
ever do that, I'll come be a guest.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll keep rotating people in. I don't know, man. Sometimes we get the 2 hours and like we're fucked. Like, so, like
I mean, you
oh,
kind
sobriety wise, yeah.
of know when it's time to like
Yeah.
wrap it up. Like, if
Yeah, with our last guest Larry, we
You're
knew
sitting
like
there and
at
it's like,
2 and
whoa,
20,
whoa.
we're like, all right, dude, we're done.
like
with
what
the
else
nonsense.
what are we gonna talk about now?
Yeah.
Let's just
It's not even that. It's usually they're just too drunk to like sustain a conversation. That's what the That's the problems that we run into. But we're a drinking podcast, so like that's the, that's the shit we gotta deal with. So it's like a give or take kind of thing. I'm trying to find the perfect balance of getting fucked up but not too fucked up, so I can like continue the conversation. Like no matter how
tough.
fucked up we get, we
tough
want to
goal.
keep the good conversation going.
That is one of the things that like I would listen back to some of the old podcasts we did, and it would be like, well, that one sucked because we were all way too drunk.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's funny. Our bartender, he's like, dude, my favorite thing is to like tune into the first half hour of your podcast and then go to the last hour and just see the difference.
And all of our voices are like, nah, I mean, totally, dude. If it's like really bad,
well,
we
speaking
can
of
all-
which, if I am gonna do a shot, we should do that now. So like,
Sure. Let's go.
What do you want, dog?
So I
Oh, we're
have
doing
so I have
Columbia,
enough
baby.
so I have enough time for it to settle, so I can drive home later.
I hear you. What are you feeling?
I'll do the 12. Yeah.
Nonchalant, like it's like garbage. I guess I'll drink the 12.
Yeah.
Like fuck it, right? This goddamn bartender's not here. Thanks a lot, Eric.
What is
you, Eric.
what is the quiet man?
Oh, it's a super expensive scotch, I believe.
Be careful with that picture that I just hung up, bud.
No. I've as much as I've always loved whiskey, Scotch has always been a bit much for me. It's
See, he doesn't really like. I love Scotch. I'm a big fan of Scotch.
I like really, really, really expensive scotches.
Yeah.
I have to go grab 2 more shot glasses because I'm not going to mix peach vodka and Jameson 12 year.
Pussy.
Oh, you know what? Can you grab me one? I just poured Bacardi, thinking I'm gonna drink that, but why wouldn't I have 12 years? So can you grab 3, please? Yeah. Thank you.
I hope that didn't come off like I only drink really, really, really expensive scotch. But like no, like that. Most scotches I've had
Old scotches
have
are
been
so
like
good, man.
feel like I'm drinking fucking gasoline or something, and like the only ones that I've really enjoyed have been ones on where like there was an occasion where like it was a very expensive scotch, and like now I know why it was so expensive because it was fucking delicious.
If I'm not mistaken, like I am a big fan of Scotch and whiskey, more Irish whiskey and Scottish Scotch whiskey. But I'm not like a connoisseur. Like I don't know a lot of shit about either or. But I'm pretty sure the whole point of older Scotch is it's supposed to be smoother and smoother the older and older
Yeah.
it gets. So that's probably why it's so much easier, and that's why you like the older shit. But I think the oldest I've ever had was probably 18 years, and it might have been either Bomar or maybe Glenlivet. My buddy Pat, we call him the Challenger, and also the Muscle. He bartended for our buddy Laird's podcast. That was fucking the one that was like a shit show. But he's a guy who makes good money, and he's the type of friend that brings you like a nice old bottle. Like he'll bring you like 12 year, 16 year, and 18 year. So that's like the only time I really get to drink expensive scotch.
Just a normal shot, that's fine. Yeah.
Because I can't really, I'll get drunk on whatever I need to get drunk on. If I feel like drinking
Yeah.
Even if it's garbage, I'm like, you know what? I feel like getting a little fucked up. This is why I'm, you know what I mean? But
Well, like I said, I've always been a whiskey.
I can't justify spending a lot of money all the time.
I've always been a whiskey guy. So now, if it's true that I can't,
Are you like an Irish whiskey guy or an American whiskey guy? Okay.
Jameson especially.
Are you Irish?
Mostly.
Nice.
I am.
Yeah, well, you know, the red
actually-
beard gives nothing away.
I am actually.
Yeah,
I am Irish, Russian, German, English, and Israeli, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Holy fucking mutt. Holy shit.
But
oh my heart. Repeat that again for me one more time.
Irish, Russian, German, English, and Israeli.
How much Israeli are you?
I don't know. I just know that's. I finally asked my parents one day, like, what are we? Like the
fuck are we, parents?
But,
Why have you never told me?
well, I always had an inkling of like something because like when my one set of grandparents were very Jewish. My other
Goddamn Jews, man.
or my one not both of them. My one grandmother was very Jewish. My other grandmother was very Russian.
No, I with religion or because I know a lot of people
religion and national. A lot of people confuse the two. Yeah, that.
I actually did a report on it in college, which is hilarious. That
You say Jewish people. Some people think nationality. Some people think religion.
See, a lot of people don't realize. They think like, oh, Jewish is a religion, blah, blah, blah. But like, a lot of people don't realize that because of how long Judaism has been around and the fact that it's such an overwhelming thing for a certain amount of people, it's actually considered a nationality at this point.
There are like
people don't know that,
Jewish
which is
people who live in that part of the world. Like
yeah. I mean, you think Jew sometimes you think of like the Jew curls churning butter and stealing shit from Lowe's and Home Depot Jew. You know what I mean? Not the fucking, like the actual, I'm not really very familiar with politics in the Middle East and stuff, but I know like someone's fighting for something and something's happened in Israel or whatever. I'm not really very sure about it. So you can feel free to fill me in.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're like, there's no way I'm wasting time on your dumb ass. You fucking moron.
Yeah.
Acidic Jews are the worst to cater for them.
They steal dude. When I worked at Lowe's, bro. Okay,
This is getting real problematic.
no. I'm not gonna sit there and be like these dirty Jews. I'm not gonna be an asshole. But I think that because they have their own communities and stuff like that, they have their own stores where they sell stuff. So sometimes Lowe's would bunch up all the shit they sell at a big discount. The Hasidic Jews would take it, buy it for cheap, bring it back to their stores, sell it at like a regular price, they make money, whatever. But here's what they would do. These motherfuckers would open up these big pallets that we shrink wrap for them, and they would grab shit, walk around those big coats they'd walk around in, and they would stuff shit in there and try to fucking steal it. So we'd have to un-shrink wrap the pallets, or wrap the pallets and look at the shit they were trying to steal and go through everything. I mean, it was one time it happened, so not every single Hasidic Jew is like a kleptomaniac.
That's literally
Goddamn
what
Jews!
it seemed like. It was one time. This whole time you've been talking about, like, dude, this is supposed to happen every day at fucking Lowe's.
Well, I can't say how many times has it happened before it's not racism? You know what I mean? Like, regardless, it just, there was one time a couple of Hasidic Jews, they were buying pallets of stuff. They were stealing stuff. We caught them stealing stuff. I'm just saying.
But,
so let's try Jameson 12 year. Have you ever had 12 year?
yeah.
I love it, dude.
I mean, should I have lied and said no? This is a special treat right now.
I'm actually going to take it in like 2 because I want to like taste it. You know,
I was thinking that. Yeah.
I'm not just going to take her down like a normal shot.
Half shots for likes.
New hashtag. Oh, man.
That's very tasty. Yes.
Real smooth,
It's
too.
so good,
But
man.
before
I don't hate Jews.
before I lose my train
I don't want
train
you
of
to
thought,
leave the podcast.
with the religious aspect of it, growing up, we did Christmas and Hanukkah.
Double presents, bro.
Dude, you must have gotten so many. You must have got like 3 consoles a year, bro.
I mean, it wasn't always those kind of presents. It's like, we'll go to our one grandparents for Christmas, and then go to
what do
our
Jewish
others
people gift? What do Jews gift?
Dreidels, man. You ever watch South Park?
No,
Dreidel.
there were always stuff like dreidels laying around, and I was very familiar with the taste of matzahs and all of that kind of stuff. But no, I mean, as far as like presents and stuff, they weren't
normal,
like
right?
Jewish specific presents. Like it was just presents, whatever the hell a kid wants. It's like
Okay. So Jews gave out like Xboxes and shit. Then
Jewish Xboxes.
they're specific.
Yeah.
Same thing. They just had the curls taped to the side.
But now going all the way back, if it is true that I can't drink whiskey now, then I am essentially a man without a home when it comes to like liquor, because that's been my home
main thing, man.
And like I've never liked tequila. I've never.
No one likes tequila.
Tequila's good. There is some good tequila. Tequila's good like 2-3 times a year.
I've never been much of a rum guy. I like I said, I already had to kind of like shy away from vodka
At that moment, bro.
I've
I hear
had
it.
some really bad experiences with gin.
Well, here's the thing with
I
gin.
can't do scotch.
People,
So like, yeah, I think it's.
Jesus,
I think it
dude.
might just be.
trying to grab my phone.
It might just be beer for me from here on out.
nothing wrong
Like,
with that,
it's,
man. See, I'm fat as it is, so like I fucking love beer, dude. Like I work
I
at a
love
brew-
beer too, but I
work
can't
at a
drink it
brew
all the
pub,
time.
like
I can
there's-
only imagine how much more weight I would have lost if I stopped drinking beer too. But like, fuck
That's
that.
why I went
Like,
rum.
don't
You
wanna
gotta
stop
enjoy
drink-
yourself,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude,
you know
the
what I mean?
Bacardi Silver, no carbs, no sugar, and it's like 95 calories for a shot.
Right.
That's why I started drinking Bacardi Silver,
If
and that's
we're
why
doing, we only do 30 to
with
40
seltzer,
shots
as
a
you
night.
can see.
and mix it with chocolate milkshakes and like
Yoo-hoos.
that,
I'm not saying I'm a healthy person.
that would probably be
but-
delicious. A rum milkshake.
Bro, all right, so here's the problem.
Oh man, you're gonna bring up the fucking boozy milkshake.
I love
this
how you
fucking
brought this up.
cocksucker. Oh great.
I love milkshakes.
Uh-huh.
I
I
clearly,
mean, who doesn't love milkshakes?
No, if you don't, Satan, you're gone, right? I clearly love
Remember when my
alcohol.
girlfriend said chocolate milk's better than milkshakes?
Yeah, well, she's pregnant, so she'll know.
I almost left her, but I realized I impregnated her, so I can't. I'm just kidding. If you listen to this, babe, I love you. Don't beat me.
I might be on her side.
Oh!
Chocolate milk is pretty great, and you can drink
Better
it.
than chocolate
You can
milkshakes,
drink it
though?
more often than you can drink milk.
This is what I
Well,
said to
that's
my
true.
girlfriend when I was screaming at her.
It's much more
The
accessible.
chocolate milkshake is like the ultimate chocolate milk. It's like you're taking something that's fucking fantastic and bringing it to like the platinum
But
level, like the
let's
heavenly.
Say, let's say you're really thirsty and you just want something to quench your thirst.
Well,
You don't want to chug milk?
You don't want to chug a milkshake either. I would rather chug chocolate milk.
see, that's,
Yo,
that's
chocolate milk and milkshakes, neither are about quenching thirst, Charlie, okay? Let's get back on what's really... You're either drunk or high, and you want some fucking chocolate in your life, and you want it in the form of a dairy product, okay? Let's get back to what's really important.
even chocolate dairy to begin with, man.
My apologies.
Not at all.
Milk chocolate, bro. There's milk in it.
The milk is the dairy. This is good. You sit far enough away from me now so I can like really insult you and not have to worry about any physical backlash if there were ever to be any.
You guys are like a
bunch of assholes? Yeah, we know.
like a rich couple that has one of those long
Way too
tables.
long table.
I hate you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you guys don't really love each other anymore. But
Not at all.
You're still
This
together.
is
You're still
recent.
together for the money.
We used to be with the folding table. We were right next to each other, but we decided we needed the Godfather seats. You know what I mean? We needed to be across.
Far the fuck away.
The second I gave him this, I was like, "This is where you should be," and he was like, "I don't know." The second he sat down over there, once we brought the table up here, he's like, "I fucking love this, bro. This is fucking great."
I'm just like your neglected child. And,
in the middle.
Finish your broccoli.
it's like,
Eat the broccoli, you cunt.
Bro, so-
I'm picturing the scene from American Beauty, the real
what a
awkward
good
dinner
movie,
where
man.
like Kevin Spacey just like throws a fucking plate at the wall. Like,
How?
I don't know if I saw that movie, but I know that guy
No.
rapes kids, so he's not that cool.
Oh, you know what? You said American Beauty?
yeah,
I was thinking American Psycho for a second.
is that
Never mind.
that fucking movie.
That movie's dope. Yeah, I've never seen American Beauty.
that's a great movie.
Psycho or Beauty?
And at both really, but American Beauty specifically.
I've never
great
seen,
movie.
American
and like
Beauty.
you know what, Kevin Spacey has. If everything about him is true,
yeah, didn't he
then-
just get in
then
trouble for like raping
if
boys or
everything
something?
if everything about him is true, then he's a scumbag and a bad person. However,
Great actor.
great actor. No, I mean like is one does one automatically have to take away the other? Like I can understand him not getting work anymore and like companies like Netflix and stuff like wanting to like cut ties
away, yeah.
and like, but are we supposed to say that everything he was in is bad now and like everything that like all of his performances were bad because now
it's
he's
like
bad.
It's like Tom Brady. We know he bangs dudes, but he's still a good quarterback, right? We can't.
Is this going to tie us back into the football that we were going to talk about?
I actually have a bit more of a serious question here.
That was a serious thing, man.
All right, I want to hear your honest opinion about this because obviously with like what's going on with like Bill Cosby, fucking Kevin Spacey.
Bill Cosby's comedy is still great comedy. Bill Cosby's a scumbag.
Yeah.
But like he's still a legend in the comedy world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
not gonna sit here.
Personally,
and say,
I never gave a shit about Bill Cosby,
you know,
like all his pudding and everything. But that's what you know. Here's the deal. I'm not gonna judge you if you still like
Bill Cosby. Still had. If
you still like the Bill Cosby show and you want to watch his whole stand-up, I'm not gonna think you promote fucking rape. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm actually asking you a pretty serious thing. With Louis C.K.'s situation.
That's another one. I was hoping you would get to Louis C.K.
That's different, though, right?
No,
especially since people always tell me I look like Louis C.K.
No, I haven't once thought Louis C.K.
Right.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, here's the deal. He rocks hair, you don't rock hair. So that's a big difference. But maybe if you rocked hair, if you rocked his hairdo, maybe. But then again, he's like pretty fucking bald. What I'm trying to say is, what do you think about his situation? Do you think he should be lumped in with Kevin Spacey and Bill Cosby and the other guy, the Wendheiser, Brownheiser?
I do, and I don't at the same time, and here's why. I don't because what he did isn't the same as like raping someone. He had this fetish where he liked to jerk off in front of people. I do because essentially it's still about power and leverage and someone using their status to make someone else feel like they have to say okay in that situation. Like he would do it in front of like upcoming female comedians who wanted to be like further themselves in the comedy world, and they felt that if they said no to someone like Louis C.K., then that would hurt their career. So they felt like they had to say yes. So in that aspect, it's about power. It's about a man using his power. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's still bad. Is it as bad? Like, are we supposed to lump all of these people together in one box, regardless of what they did? And this is where it gets tricky. Because if you say no, then people are like, well, you support fucking rapists. And it's like, that's not what I'm saying at all.
You're not going to worry about that on this podcast. I'm not saying we support rape, but we can talk about this situation.
You get what I'm saying, though. Like,
no, 100%. This is what I think about it. And it might be like a weird take on it, but I think there's women out there that are busting their ass, working against the stereotype of the fact that they're women, they get paid less, they have to work harder because they're not men, etc. And there's probably plenty of strong women out there who would be like, put your dick in your pants, you fucking Irish white pile of garbage. Like, I don't want to see you jerk off, asshole. And fucking move on and continue their fucking careers.
And then make a joke about it on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, here's the deal. We can't think any less of the women who maybe, I don't want to say strong enough because they shouldn't be, no one should be strong enough to deal with someone forcefully jerking off in front of them. So I'm not saying that, but I just like, I don't know, man, like just say no and walk out. Like I want to hear examples of like someone who said no to Louis C.K. and then their career's getting fucked up for me to justify the fact that Louis C.K. is a bad person.
I don't know if
it might have never happened. Maybe people just said yes and moved on, and it was.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the problem in a nutshell. It's like people said yes because they had to say yes. You know, like it was like, I don't know.
I do get that. I do get that. Like you're like, oh my god, my career is right at that point, and if I say no, this can fuck everything up. I should just deal with it. At that point, I mean, if this was like a habitual thing where Louis C.K. was literally just like, I'm a fucking popular comedian. You're going to have to sit here and watch me jerk off and let me fucking come.
That brings it to a weirder level, too, though, where like...
But that's it. Isn't that the point, though? Isn't that what the whole thing is about?
How do you get turned on by jerking off in front of someone who doesn't want you to jerk off in front of them. They're just sitting there like, looking at you,
I mean,
with that being said, if this podcast would get famous, I watch Louis C.K. jerk off all day.
and look, Louis.
Yeah, he can jerk off in the bartender seat all he wants.
I'll get paper towels. I'll order that shit bulk on Amazon.
Louis is one for me that kind of hurts.
He can come on the Elvis
most.
Costello portrait all he wants.
Louis is one that kind of hurts the most because I fucking loved Louis, man, and I loved.
He was fun. He was very
not
dry,
not
but
only
just,
did
like,
I love
funny.
his
show is
show
actually
was
better
fucking
than his
brilliant,
comedy,
man.
in
Like,
my opinion.
I miss his show most of all.
Brilliant is such a perfect word.
It goes back to what I was just saying about Kevin Spacey. Is like, does the fact that he's a scumbag have to take away the fact that he made brilliant art? And like, can the two coexist? You know, like maybe he won't make any more.
Yeah.
But like,
right.
are we supposed to say that everything was bad now just because they're bad now?
No, I hate that.
And
I'll still watch his show.
I
I'll still
often
watch
wonder. I don't know if you can watch his show now. Like, there's nowhere where you can like.
What, did Netflix rip everything off?
Yeah, and they took.
Not Kevin Spacey. I don't give a fuck about how I'm talking about Louis.
You can't watch Louis anywhere right now. You have to like own Louis to be able to watch it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Really? I haven't.
It's,
I love that show.
I'm saying.
It's
Enough
like
to know it's gone. I
I
guess.
often wonder which of these people. I mean, you hear like rumblings of it in like Hollywood that like so and so is like gonna make a comeback or like wants to make a comeback, and I wonder like who it is that's gonna take that leap to try first
Right.
and like test the waters. And like, I wonder if it's gonna be somebody like.
It's gotta
You know
be
what the
Louis.
sad part is?
Louis,
That,
I mean,
and here, this is gonna sound really fucked up,
go for it.
but
you're not going to offend us.
no,
don't
you can't.
worry about offending
there's
us.
gonna be other people listening to this though, and
You can throw out disclaimers to help your, help your argument. That's fine.
a lot of people would have a problem with it, but I think it would be fucking hilarious if Louis eventually did a stand-up special again, and the first thing he said when he got on stage is, "Anybody mind if I jerk off?"
I would laugh really hard.
I would feel like such an asshole for laughing, but goddamn, that would be funny.
I don't think there's any other way he can open.
No, there's not. Just address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And even better, say that and then be like, but no, seriously. Then address it. Then fucking talk about it.
And-
don't be funny about it. Be honest about
Yeah.
it. Say what I did was fucking wrong. Go into everything we just talked about.
Well,
It was about power. I abused my power. I abused my status over women in this fucking
Do you want
society.
just a quick off the? You can bring the arm.
I'm actually fairly comfortable.
All right, just letting you
But
know, 'cause
Now
I
you're
knew they
making
were
me.
popped
Now you're
up.
making me feel like
You don't have
I
to
look
pull
like
the
I'm
arms. You
You better
uncomfortable.
put your fucking armrest down there, bro.
You know, this is a whole new world right now. I haven't
Whole
known.
new
I haven't known what to do with my arms until now.
Keith, you go because I think I'm going to finalize the
Okay.
Louis thing off. But go ahead.
I just one little quick thing. So Netflix like cut all his stuff or whatever. You know, there's people that work for Netflix that have done way worse shit.
Oh yeah, but they're not as famous as.
But like, just saying, it's just kind of like how that's all fucked up. Like, guys probably like, yeah, I've taken advantage of plenty of people, but that guy jerked off, so get him the fuck off the air. You know what I mean?
I think what it comes down to is that here's the deal. It's like
Louis that one was coming for a long time. There was that. What's her name? The female comedian who.
probably isn't funny.
No, she's funny.
There's only a couple of them.
Fuck is her name? She was the one who talked about it forever, and everyone was just like, shut up. Like, no one ever believed her. And then finally, like, her story was true. And like, she.
Do you not remember the name?
Talked
'Cause
about
I'm actually
it.
pretty curious because
Google it, Fudge. That's why we need a bartender. He could be Googling
I ain't googling a
this.
goddamn thing. Eric didn't show
Google
up.
text our bartender to Google it.
Eric, you're
No,
not here.
I'm gonna look it up right now because it's gonna bother
That's
me
fine.
too.
Yeah, I do wanna know
But
who
that one had been coming for years. Like, that rumor was always out there, always, and she had people attack her, say "fuck you," like, how dare you try and take Louis down, and then eventually,
Well,
like,
because that does happen too on the other side.
Well,
of that.
you know what? If that's the
Not as much,
case,
but-
if Louis was literally getting off on the fact that he was forcing girls into a situation where he would jerk off and get off on it, and they didn't want to be there, but he like if that was the thing, if he was using his power to forcefully do that, then yeah, he's a fucking asshole, plain and simple. Like, but when it comes down to it, it's like, dude, when you're famous and you're making good money, and like, dude, people are fucking each other all over the place. Everybody's living a crazy life, and like, the guy just is like, oh, you jerk. Oh, like maybe the girl doesn't want it. Maybe the girl, you know what? I guess it just depends. But all I'm trying to say is that like, I just feel like women are strong enough to be like, no, dude, I don't want to watch you jerk off. I'm gonna leave.
Her name.
So I just feel like it's like a fucking bullshit thing. Like so, but I could be dead wrong. Like you said, now I'm realizing
Her name is Tig Notaro.
Oh wow, I don't know who she is at all.
You would probably know her face if you saw her. Like she's
So clearly it happened. Louis did it to her, I guess.
she's been in like famous stand up like circles for like years, and like that she was like when
Yeah, but how fucked up is everybody else to where she feel like she couldn't go to other comedians and be like, dude, Louis is freaking out that I wouldn't let him jerk off in front of me.
when she was like first getting her start, she was one of the ones where like he did it to, and like she told someone, and then it became like a thing where like, oh well, that she said that, and everyone was like, well, no, yeah, that didn't happen. But like
Yeah, so
and then eventually like a bunch of other women came out and was like, no, that's true, like that happened.
yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Didn't
Louis
OJ
fucked
do
up,
the
and
same
how?
thing?
Who?
Didn't OJ do the same thing? He was jerking off. Who was
Dude,
that?
OJ killed
OJ
people.
killed his wife.
You're talking about OJ.
No, not
You're
OJ.
talking about OJ jerking
No.
off in front of people. OJ killed people, bro.
Sorry,
he's
not
talking
OJ.
about it accidentally in interviews. They're like, dude, what would you do if
Didn't
you
we
did
just say we can't lump all of these people together in the same box? Like you kill your wife, you jerk off in front of
You
people.
know, it's the
not
wrong
the same.
football player. Who's the football player that just jerked off in front of someone? Fucking the Giants pass rusher from back in the day with Bill Parcells. Best pass rusher of all
Lawrence
time.
Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor. Isn't that exactly what they just jerked off?
Why are you
in front
saying
of them?
linebacker? I would have said Lawrence Taylor way faster than pass rusher, although sacks was like his thing.
That was his biggest thing. Isn't that what he did? He jerked off.
That guy did way more than jerk off in front of me.
He did a lot of coke. I know that.
That guy might be
everybody in the 80s did a lot of coke.
He might be one
how
of
he
the
was so
worst
good at
people on the
fucking
planet,
pass
but he
rushing.
was the best offensive football player maybe of all time.
I don't know about that.
Can we talk about football now? You guys
Yes,
were like, oh, we're
fuck yeah.
definitely talking
All right,
about
enough
that.
with rape. We're sorry you got raped. Let's move on to football.
Let's go with a little.
I walked in this house.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
There we go.
Scored a touchdown. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks a lot, Charlie.
Shoot 'em low.
You skipped the verse
Shoot 'em
and,
high.
and said the wrong words, but I'm going to allow it because you're singing it.
Oh, you know, here's the deal, Charlie. Since he's been
I'm a
singing it
Jets
wrong
fan.
this whole time,
Here's the
can
thing.
you sing it?
I walked in the house wearing an Eagles jersey.
I'm proud of you.
I
man.
am an Eagles fan, and immediately I looked around and saw all sorts of other memorabilia. You were wearing a Devil shirt when I showed up. You
Yes.
were wearing a Yankee shirt. There was a Jet shower curtain when I was taking a piss, and then you said something about him being a Giants fan, and
I love it, dude.
yeah. What is that? Is that the dog?
fucking dog
Yeah,
trying to chew up
let
wires,
the
man.
dog in, man.
All right, I'll let him in.
But yeah, so you're a Jets fan, and you're a Giants fan.
I got a Jets and a Mets tattoo on my leg.
And yes, I am an Eagles fan.
Did I miss a verse? What verse did I miss?
You skipped the first. It said it starts "Fly Eagles Fly" on the road to victory. The second one
That's
is
exactly what he did. On the
no.
road to...
No,
No,
he's-
no, I didn't say
the
that
second
verse.
one is score a touchdown 1, 2, 3.
I skipped the verse.
And
It's
then
been a while.
Yeah,
You know what I get most
cocksucker.
nervous about when I sing that song? Spelling out Eagles at the end.
He's fucked it up.
they literally
before.
do it like
He's fucked it
50
up.
times a game at Eagles games.
He
and,
has
and
fucked
at
it up.
and at some Giants games.
Oh man!
And whenever we play the Jets in preseason,
every year, man, it's
Yeah.
great.
I almost got the shit kicked out of me a few years ago at an Eagles Jets preseason game.
How sad is that? Like, not that you get the shit kicked out of you,
I
just
was
like
shitty drunk wearing an Eagles jersey, just yelling.
Eagles fans and Jets fans are two of
yelling
the worst.
yelling at a bunch of Jets fans for no fucking reason. Like I'm some kind of tough guy and
You have a
would
new
have been
best
able to
friend,
handle
Walker.
the consequences. Like,
well, you don't think alcohol's your defense.
I mean,
your
at that
bodyguard.
point, we, as an Eagles fan, we've always had, the giant chip on the shoulder where it's
Right.
like, well, we never won a Super Bowl. Well, now we have. So now,
happy
like,
you guys won last year.
now
With a backup quarterback.
with a backup. You know
Who's
what?
a
I
good
wouldn't have,
quarterback.
dude. That season was everything that it always should have been. It was like we finally get the young quarterback who's going to lead us to the promised land.
Right.
That guy goes down. The backup takes us all the way there, and we beat the best team in the Super Bowl. The only team that's beat, like, we've only been to the Super Bowl one time before.
It was against the Patriots.
And they beat us, and we get them. We get our revenge. Shit. We beat the best quarterback, maybe in NFL history.
Dude,
we beat him with a backup
that.
Quarterback. I'm saying it's arguable. However, I'm just saying,
I hear you.
The Cinderella story was absolutely perfect.
dude.
The most famous play of that game, the Philly special play, was a play that he tried to run like 3 plays previously. Oh my God, dude!
Dude, when they ran that, did you watch? Do
God.
you have cable? I don't anymore, but at the time I did. So the mic. Have you ever seen that show Mic'd Up on NFL?
Yeah.
They did the Super Bowl Mic'd Up, and then when they went for that fucking play.
Yeah.
I hate my life right now.
Oh my God, dude! I literally I'm not even an Eagles fan. Like I just hate the Patriots. I hate the Giants. Doing when who's your head coach?
Doug Peterson.
So when Peterson's like, all right, we're going for, and Nick Foles like, no,
he's my
Eagles.
He's my life coach.
Life coach. What I forget what the play was called, but
The
Foles
Philly special.
Philly special.
But
Nick
Foles
like,
the one who called it. He went over. He's like Philly, and like Doug Peterson
They're
thought,
like, all right,
he thought
dude.
about it for like 1 second. He's like, yeah.
Dude, I got chills. Where he's like Philly or Philly special. I was like, oh my God.
I will
dude.
never forget that, and I will never forget the play that clinched the game. It was.
Where were you when you were watching?
I
the Super
went
Bowl?
to Philly. I actually used to live in Philly for a little while. So
but what's your favorite cheesesteak place? Real quick.
Tony Luke's, and it's not even a cheesesteak. It's a roast pork Italian with broccoli rabe on it. My God, if you ever go to Philly, get that.
I'm a quarter Italian. My dick moved a little bit when you said that. Keep going.
But
Broccoli Rob, you fucking wop.
But no, the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I had to go be with my people. I had to go.
Do you
be.
still have like friends or family?
Yeah. I went,
So when you say your people, you mean people that are climbing up telephone poles, taking shit on cars.
Well, here's the thing. That night,
These guys are why?
I went.
It's great.
No, when you're breaking into local businesses and looting, that's bullshit, man. Come on.
Why you gotta bring a negative up right now?
Because you're fucking up people's livelihood, dude.
He's just mad.
All right, no. Fuck up someone's car. The car insurance will take care of it. Who cares? Climb up a pole, fall off, take a piss. When you're bringing to someone's business,
before I forget, the play I will remember much more than the Philly special is.
Look at this. The liberal over here is forgetting about the people destroying the businesses.
I believe it was Brandon Graham who had the strip sack of Tom Brady.
Yes.
And then Chris Long recovered it. When that happened, that essentially sealed the game. That was.
Now, were you at
and like maybe 2 plays before
was
that,
in Philly.
I was like, when are we finally gonna get to Brady? Like it's gonna happen at some point, and then it happened, and like I almost lost my voice yelling when that happened.
I would be upset if you told me
I
that.
went to.
Yeah, were you at a bar?
No, I went to a friend's house in South Philly,
which is the way to do it.
Yeah, and well, all right. After they won, everyone in the city just started walking towards Broad Street. Like Broad Street is like, I don't know if you're familiar with Philly, but Broad Street is like
I've been there, but
it's like the main avenue. So everyone just they started aimlessly walking towards Broad Street, and it's like, I guess we're going to Broad Street. It's like let's just follow the fucking
What's
crowd.
that Broad Street? Is it like
Broad Street is just
the
like
Rocky statue? Like what's
no,
there?
that's somewhere else. But
The Liberty Bell?
no, Broad Street is just like. It's like 6th Avenue in New York City. Like, it's just like the main stretch of everything.
What's that 6th Avenue in New York City?
It's the Avenue of the Americas, man.
Don't listen to Fudge. Continue.
All right. So everyone just started walking to Broad Street. And then you get to Broad Street and everyone is just, they shut down. Because there's no cars, there's no nothing. Everyone is just dancing in the street.
Well, if there were, they'd be flipped.
Well,
set on fire.
here's the thing. We walked all the way up and down Broad Street, drinking, singing, having a great time. And I remember being so happy that I saw no one acting up. Like it was, I talked about it numerous times that night. I was like, they say we're gonna tear this fucking city apart, and like it's not happening. Like it's fucking great. It's
4 days later,
it's so great. And then we wake up the next morning, and on the news,
and everything's on fire.
is people flipping a fucking car over, someone doing fucking flips and jumping off of like awnings on buildings. Another dude literally ate horse shit. Like I
remember that.
People setting fires, like, and it's like, God fucking damn it. Like, well, here's the thing. Like, even though the majority of it, and this goes for like any protest or anything.
Right.
They're always
There's always an asshole.
They're always gonna find the bad apples. and make it seem
You
like
said that way too nice. Call them something different.
they're always gonna find
You can call
the
them
worst
cunts.
examples of like the way you want it to be.
Still too.
They're always gonna find the
ass.
assholes.
Thank you.
And make it seem like everyone was an asshole.
Yeah.
Where like honest to God, I saw nothing bad that
No,
night.
I believe you.
And like we were like dapping up cops on the way like up and down the street. It's like it's just fucking Eagles. Like fucking people chanting. Like it's fucking.
That's so sick, man. I
Literally
wish I could
drinking with
experience
cops. Like it's fucking nothing.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, you're hanging out, having a good time. Everybody's yelling, screaming. That's fine.
I'm just
I
saying
think it's
that-
fucked up when you're destroying people's shit. Like, why are
and
you
know
doing
what?
that?
And you know what? It is fucked up.
I
and
I
like
don't want to
those-
wake up for work the next day and see
the
my
wor-
car flipped and on fire.
How I said like 3 days ago, whenever we started this podcast, how I hate the liberals that make me look bad.
Yeah.
I hate the Eagles fans that make me look bad.
You're gonna love
Like,
to deal with, brother.
I do.
You're on the liberal
But
side. You're on the Philly.
I-
You're on the
cheers.
Philadelphia side.
But like now, all right, now that we are world champions, we
Let that soak in, Fudge.
we don't.
we have 3 more than them. I'm okay.
What I mean, like, we got to have a new attitude now. Like, it's not like, I mean, or do we? People still like. You look at the favorites for next year, and it's like New England, Pittsburgh. Like, no one is saying
it's gonna be New England.
So like,
25.
the fucking,
It's gonna be New
the
England until
underdog,
someone
the underdog
kills
masks
fucking-
are still in effect. Believe that.
Dude, I'll never forget when the Phillies won their first World's... Well, not their first, but like their first in a while.
Yeah.
Like 2000...
It was
7.
after the Yankees beat them, right?
It was the year-
because
yeah,
the
it was the year
Yankees
after
beat
the
them
Yankees beat them.
2009.
Yes, so 2010, I want to say.
I think it was the year after.
And I remember before Carton got arrested, I was listening to Boomer Carton all the time. And it was like 6:30 right after the World Series when this guy calls up from Philly. He's like, Boomer Carton, what the fuck's going on? They're like, well, okay, like, you with the curses, whatever,
Yeah.
we're on air. And he's like,
Philly fans are special people. man.
he's like, we've been doing lines of coke off the front of random people's cars all night. And they're like, okay. And I was like, that was awesome.
I can't believe they took that call.
Yeah, well,
Al's probably like, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Let's
But,
play this.
I mean, and here's the thing: since the Super Bowl win, we only got better.
Oh my God,
we signed a handful of like free agents that like we lost Torrey Smith, who the only time he did anything was in like the
losing Torrey Smith isn't.
Well, I'm saying we lost Torrey Smith and gained Mike Wallace, who's better than Torrey Smith. We lost
exactly.
We got fucking
Wallace was on the Ravens, right?
yeah.
Okay.
The Ravens didn't know what the fuck to do with him, but
Ravens don't know what the fuck they're doing.
we got
so
Michael Bennett now from the Seahawks. We got I mean like pretty much every free agent signing we did.
Wentz is going to be back for the beginning of the
Wentz
season.
is going to be back. And
Now, what do you do with Foles? Do you think that brings some bad, like if Wentz has a couple bad games, do you think that brings bad locker room tension? Like,
Yeah, what's the
Foles
what's,
just won
Foles-
what's the
Super Bowl.
contract situation like?
Foles
with
had the option to leave. Like there were teams that wanted to trade for Foles, and
Oh,
they,
for sure.
And they pretty much they asked Nick straight up. They said like, whatever you want, bro. Like,
oh really? See, I thought.
yeah. No,
they were
the
like,
ball.
"No, you
the ball
can't
was
leave."
literally in his hands. It was like
Really?
It was
He
like
decided to stay backup at Philly.
yeah. Look,
What an asshole!
he want Philly. He was in Philly. Started out in Philly, and
Yeah.
then he bounced around the league. No one fucking appreciated him.
I don't get. He was
There-
always good.
And now he's back in Philly, and he is a Philly fucking legend.
Oh,
like
for
Nick
sure.
Foles never has to pay for a meal in that city again. Doesn't matter how much money Nick Foles has. Like
Maybe he doesn't give a shit. Maybe he doesn't give a shit if he plays.
Nick Foles goes anywhere in Philly. Nick Foles is bigger than Rocky in Philly now. Like
Yeah,
Nick
it kinda
Foles is
makes
like-
sense.
So like, why are you gonna go start over somewhere else? Like maybe you're happy where you live. Maybe you're just happy with your situation in life. Like Carson Wentz, no one is certain that Carson Wentz is gonna. Even if
That's
Carson
true.
Wentz,
What was his exact
Carson
injury?
Wentz, he tore his ACL, man.
you
Like
never know, man.
Few people,
ACL tear.
few people come back from that. And like I know they're trying to rush him back for the start of the season, and I fucking love Carson Wentz. He's everything I've always wanted in a Philly quarterback. But I almost wish they would
Slow it down.
slow it down, man.
Let him
Like
fucking catch
we
up,
have
man.
Nick Foles. Nick Foles has proven himself that he is more than worthy. Let's not ruin Carson Wentz the way that the Redskins ruined Robert Griffin. I still remember when that happened. Like they could have sat Robert Griffin, and instead they put him out
Wentz
there.
Isn't that mobile though? And I know what you're saying. I know what you're
game
saying.
was like scrambling until the guys were open,
Dude,
and now like he's got to be a pocket passer
give
now.
Up for fucking RG3.
They
first round pick,
fucking
like,
broke RG3, man. Like
yeah, but
that.
how much
they
did give
fucked
up
him up though.
No,
I still remember watching it happen. They had him in. I don't know if it was a playoff game or like one of the last games of the season, but it was like there was no reason for him to be playing. He was already injured. The game didn't matter, but they're still like go back out
How
there.
dumb are the Redskins? Where like they're like, yeah, we don't want Kirk Cousins anymore, and somebody just paid $30 million a year for
the Washington Skins.
They've been unhappy with
on
Kirk
this
Cousins
podcast
for a long time, though.
I remember years ago being like, why don't they not start RG3 because he's going to break his leg in half and just keep starting Kirk Cousins? He's good.
I think Case Keenum got the worst rap out of everybody. Like that guy led the fucking Vikings almost to the Super Bowl, and then they're like, yeah, bye.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like,
Dude, how crazy with the Vikings? They had Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater, and who was the other quarterback?
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford.
I already argued about this. You made fun of me.
Yeah,
they got rid of 3 quarterbacks and paid $30 million for Kirk. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing. I
think their backup now is Brock Osweiler, right? I swear to God, that's not even a joke. Like
the cocksucker who got $17 million at the Texans, they started.
Good for him, man.
Between him and
good for him, he sucks.
Sam Bradford,
he's got $18 million more than you do.
Sam Bradford is making $20 million. Somehow Sam Bradford still gets paid, man. Everywhere Sam Bradford is gone, he's
going to start in the Cardinals this year.
He's not though. They just drafted Josh Rosen. He's gonna have that job within like 6 weeks. I guarantee you.
Yeah, Bradford's trash, dude.
But Bradford is still gonna be.
You think they're gonna
be paid $20 million?
They're not just gonna. Well,
at
this point,
how
they traded up to get Josh Rosen. He's gonna be their quarterback before the year is over. Sam Bradford can't stay healthy either.
That's not how it, dude. If they were smart, they would just let Bradford fucking play until he either got injured or
it's not going to happen. Not in today's NFL, man. You draft a young quarterback, the pressure is on from the fans, from the money guys, like
Hey, remember when Brett Favre kept playing and fucking Aaron Rodgers sat there for a couple of years and now he's the best goddamn quarterback. I think talent wise, in my opinion.
How long ago is that though? You know what I'm saying? It's different nowadays,
dude. But why? Dude? The reason it's so far. You gotta win now. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Shut the fucking fans up, dude. Like, look at what the Yankees are doing right now. I mean, they realized a couple of years ago that they weren't doing much.
Bring the Yankees.
You know when your team is in a win now situation, though. Like, I feel like the Cardinals aren't in a win now.
Well, they have a good defense. They have a good team, though.
They're not gonna win now, though.
No, but
exactly why should they let Bradford earn his money? Let Rosen fucking learn.
I'm saying even if that is the plan, Bradford's gonna be hurt by like week 3.
All right, well then that's a different story.
32 interceptions, looking like a
mouse.
No,
here's the thing: when he's healthy, he's good, and that's why he keeps getting paid. And like, because people like he
looked fantastic before he broke his leg again last year in Minnesota.
People still see the promise in Sam Bradford. I don't know how, because whenever he gets signed, he fucking gets hurt.
He got
but like,
paid his rookie year too.
He's still getting paid. He's getting $20 million this year. and they just drafted a coach. Yes, he is.
$20 million.
Yeah, $20 million.
What was it, like 3 years? 20 mil?
I don't know how many years, but no, like this year it's 20 million.
No, but I meant like 20 mil a year. Like they signed him for like 2-3 years at like 20 mil a year, I think.
But like, all right, getting back to your teams,
let's talk local.
I hate the fact that you guys got Saquon Barkley because I love Saquon Barkley and I don't want to root against him and I don't want to play him twice a year.
He can run him.
That being said, I will draft him in every fantasy league I'm in.
A lot of people, and I can get why they were like, don't draft a running back this high. Don't do this. Don't do that. And I get all those people saying that. At the same time, it's like, listen.
Yeah, he could be like the next Le'Veon Bell, like or next David Johnson. Like he's a special fucking.
If you
player.
could give me Adrian Peterson, forget about it. It's a great pick. But
here's the way I think about it, because everybody's like, oh, you don't do running backs that high. You don't draft running backs this high. You don't do this, that, this, and that.
You do now, though.
But here, the way I think about it, well, no, for the most part,
take a piss, boys.
That's okay. One less asshole.
Giants.
All right.
We don't need to talk about the Jets anyway.
Trust me.
Well, here's what I'm thinking about. How many first round pick quarterbacks are picked and then they end up fucking being garbage?
I mean,
So it's like, you know what?
there were 5 guys drafted in the first round this year. At least 2 of them are going to bust. And, like, no one knows who they are yet. It could be Sam Darnold. It could be Josh Rosen. It could be Lamar Jackson. Like, one of these.
Well, Lamar Jackson, I think, was the very last pick. Ravens.
I feel like
him,
he's
right?
probably got the best shot at, like, being
probably because they don't plan to play him right away. And fucking
like,
Joe Flacco's gonna have some time.
Joe Flacco managed to, like, stumble his way into a Super Bowl ring without, like, that's, like, pretty much it.
He's a Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
He's a Ray Lewis. The 49ers were definitely better than the Ravens that year.
But, like, you're saying, like, people say don't draft running backs. But, like, now I feel like running back is, like, the new hot thing that you need to have. Like, especially with people
it's
taking,
been
like,
quarterback for years, and it's still that.
Like,
if anything, people are still saying quarterback or running backs are just like, oh, whatever.
Everyone wants their own, like, you see, like, the way running backs have, like, panned out the past couple of years. Like,
Kamara on the Saints, dude.
Kamara.
Let's talk about that,
Ezekiel
motherfucker.
Elliott, fucking Leonard Fournette. Like, you get that stud guy, he changes your whole team. And, like, somebody like Saquon Barkley, he's not just a running back. He can.
You're Fournette. You give Blake Bortles a new extension.
I am a Blake Bortles defender. I like Blake Bortles. He's not great, but, like, he doesn't suck. He's adequate. He's not gonna fuck things up.
Would you want him on the Eagles, dude? Come on.
Over some of the quarterbacks we've had, yeah. It's not over what we have now, but, like, over previous.
I just defended Blake Bortles on the goddamn podcast, dude.
Blake the Snake.
Here's what I'm saying. As long as Saquon Barkley's good,
he can catch.
Who gives a shit when he was drafted?
Saquon can catch passes out of the slot too, and like screen passes, and, like, he will take pressure off of Odell, and he will take pressure off of fucking Evan Ingram, and, like,
don't forget Shepard.
And
obviously Manning.
They're gonna be so
Manning's still
focused.
decent, but Manning needs protection and time.
People are going to be so focused on whether or not Saquon Barkley is going to get the ball that it's going to leave someone else open a lot of the time, and that's going to help Eli out.
The way I was thinking about the whole time was Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley on the field at the same time. Who in the fuck are you? Who's the extra man on who?
I think
if one of them's single cover, dude, like, you're fucked.
A lot of people are counting Eli out, and I think it's not Eli's fault what's happened over the past couple of years. Like,
this is my last year being on his side.
The offensive line has sucked.
Worst in football. Yeah. This is my last year on Eli Manning's side. Hear it now, ladies and gentlemen, bros and broads.
They do need to find his replacement, especially with all the weepons they have now. Like, they got Barkley,
Davis Webb,
the young weapons, like Barkley, Ingram, Shepard.
We don't know about Webb, but if Webb is that useful, if he was like Hackenberg status, then maybe. And we also drafted a quarterback in the fourth round this year as well.
In, like, the third or fourth round, right?
So we have Webb. And I don't remember that guy's name.
I don't either, but, like,
round.
He's at least as good as Davis Webb.
Manning's probably got another year or two. I'm okay with what Gettleman did. Everybody was like, they gotta get fucking Sam Darnold.
Manning came into the league the same time as Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger, who still, no one is saying that about Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger. Like, they're the undeniable starters.
They throw
on their
a lot
team.
less interceptions, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but they've definitely had better lines the past 2-3 years.
Well, the past 2. Eli Manning had a very good line for about 4 or 5.
Not now. That's
not
why,
now. No.
But, like, a lot of
his
the blame,
lines been
that 2007 Super Bowl, that was probably one of the best lines in NFL that fucking year. That's why they were.
A lot of the blame goes to Eli, and that's unfair. And I'm saying this as someone who actively hates the Giants.
As an Eagles fan, I appreciate that.
I am a football fan. I just happen to like the Eagles. You know,
this is a level-headed conversation that we're having. The fact that we should be trying to stab each other right now, and we're not.
I think the two of us should just unite in cowboy.
Stab me
hatred.
here because I have a lot of gut. You won't reach an organ.
I feel like. And this is the common ground I've come to with most of my friends are Giants fans. Oof. And the common ground we come to is,
all assholes,
let's just both agree to hate the Cowboys. And, like,
see, here's where I'm the odd man out.
Let's just fucking hate the Cowboys.
I like anyone in that division except for the Giants.
I like the Jets. I feel like
you got to feel bad for him, right? You know,
I when I was a little kid, I was a Jets fan, and I feel like that's just because my uncle worked for Hess, who owned the Jets at the time.
God, Hess.
So like we would get like Jets stuff, like we would like Jets.
So you would just have it. I
yeah,
get it.
like Jets tickets, Jets memorabilia, just Jets stuff.
Dude, funny thing.
But like I feel like Sam Darnold is good for you guys.
I
you guys got Isaiah
so
Crowell
happy.
now too, right?
Yeah.
That's a good move.
We picked up a lot. We spent about
I love
90
Robbie
million.
Anderson.
Robbie Anderson's great. Besides all,
We don't know
He
if he's gonna be.
cannot stop breaking the fucking law.
We don't know if he's going to be suspended or not.
I don't think he's going to be
He's
suspended.
fucked up like the
he's
third
going to
time this
he's
past
gonna get at
month.
least one game. At least.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what?
At most 2 or 3.
He's an
Ours-
idiot, man. I think he's a great receiver. I had him on fantasy last year, but he's a fucking
Like,
idiot.
Well, there's a lot
dude.
of them.
Well, I mean,
our,
all right.
our receiving core is not that bad, man.
Dude, Sam Darnold's going to have weapons. He's Bilal
he
Powell is a
starts.
good weapon.
I love.
Bilal Powell is a good weapon. Fucking Isaiah Crowell is a great weapon. Quincy Nunez back.
If he's
Robbie
healthy, man,
Anderson.
he's a stud.
Who's their tight end now? They got rid of
Jenkins. Yeah, they got rid of him.
You mean the guy that got ripped off of the most touchdowns last year?
God, that one.
He got fucked over.
That was
I don't.
so-
I don't even want to.
I remember that distinctly because I had him on my fantasy team, and
I mean,
God damn
thank
it.
God happened because we got the third pick. So like,
Eh.
but like,
You didn't. You traded up for it.
Well,
You
yeah,
did.
We had the. That's
You went from
true, too,
sixth to third, I think. I remember my girlfriend looking at me like, "You're a Giants fan. Why are you mad?" Because I do like the Jets, but I can't say that because this
I'm an
cocksucker
asshole, yeah.
is the biggest
Weird that,
fucking
like,
asshole
how
on
I
the
said
planet.
most of my friends are Giants fans. Like, pretty much all of them that I know didn't want Saquon Barkley, which I thought was fucking weird. Like, that dude's a once
Well,
in a
I see
he's
both-
a once in a generation talent. Like, you take that fucking dude, he changes. Your
I
team.
was I was for him almost the entire time, and everybody was giving me shit like, "Get a quarterback. You need to get a quarterback. You need to get a quarterback." And I'm like,
Well, here's the
not
thing, though.
necessarily.
There's 2 other once in a lifetime talents. And don't get me wrong, this happens in every position. But I'll name 2 running backs that went top 4.
All right.
Darren McFadden, Reggie Bush.
All right.
See what I'm saying? Like,
You see that meme of
Yeah, I
Reggie
did.
Bush?
I'll name another, Ezekiel Elliott, and he's a fucking star and a half.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what I mean. People say, oh, can you let the dog out there, bud? I feel like that's the one thing that people forget. Like, yeah, he was so good in college, and any position. I'm not saying any person in this draft in general. Just like, you don't fucking know.
I'm gonna actively root for Saquon Barkley and against the Giants at the same time. And
I hope he scores 500
don't-
touchdowns.
Don't know how that's
and they
gonna
lose
go.
every
But
game.
I want to see someone like him succeed. Like
I'm really
he's a
excited,
special,
man.
He's a special player.
His one quad on like one leg is like the size of this table, dude. He's got. I never really noticed that, but I saw a picture.
He gave himself the nickname Saquad, which is so lame. It almost makes me
You
not
can't
not
give
like him.
yourself a nickname, dude.
You can't.
You can't.
I gave myself a nickname. You call me Fudge every single time you see me.
Unless it's like something so outlandish and like
You're like-
egotistical that like everyone just has to roll with it.
You're
because
like,
that's-
yeah, all right, that works.
because that's your personality. But like, if someone's like,
I wouldn't say-
yo, you got big quads, and he's like, yeah, they call me Saquad. Like, come
Dude,
on,
I literally like I had like a username on like a cell phone game as Big Fudge because I really like the show How I Met Your Mother. I just named myself that, and then like it just kind of stuck. And for the past
what's your real name?
Daniel,
Please say Fudge. All right.
I'm
Daniel
Fudge
A.
Haggerty.
Fudge.
What's the A stand for? Asshole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it wasn't even. I wasn't trying to like. I wasn't running around like, please, everybody, call me Big Fudge. It was literally just like,
He goes to bed. I hope people
Can you
call
like
me
just
Big Fudge.
excerpt that one line and just drop it in when you get a soundboard? Like, please everybody call me Big Fudge. Please everybody call me Big Fudge.
please.
Well, you're gonna come in when we get the soundboard. You're gonna do all the clips.
Awesome. I'll run the soundboard. You'll have a
You might the bartend,
a
too,
bartender.
though.
We might have a soundboard guy now.
You have a soundboard guy, a bartender. You have a bar back. Just
No,
have
we
this,
got
have this room just
Scrubbing the table as we go.
Asshole, scrub it faster.
You missed the spot over
It's-
there,
and another
one over there.
Have you ever seen Beer League?
Artie
Artie Lang movie, fucking
No,
C-rated,
I
D-rated.
never
dude.
have.
It's a great movie.
All right,
man.
here's the deal. You should let him borrow your copy because I have my copy. If he never gives it back,
Bro, I'd give him 100 copies. I've owned.
you lost the copy I bought you.
I've owned. I don't know. Maybe we'll check. We'll check when we go downstairs.
What?
I've
You
owned
need
4.
to see Beer League, dude.
I've been told this before. What,
Have you ever played softball?
Yeah.
It's literally drunk softball, but a movie with.
But
Arnold.
like, dude, like New Jersey, like everything they mention, it's about a bunch of like Jersey Italian guys that play in the softball league that are in they're like mid 30s, early 40s, and it's literally a perfect representation of like 35, 40-year-old Jersey Italian
and
guys.
we'll wrap this all up because the funny thing is, you live in Parsippany,
Yeah.
Kinder Parsnips is a pain in the ass.
I'm
halfway
not
through-
from Parsippany though.
right? But you live there.
Yeah.
So halfway through the episode, they're like,
Hey, Finn, let's test out the ice slide here. Let's there we go. All right.
I used to be a bartender, bro. Come on. They're like, they get kicked out of the league, and they're like, well, my friend has a league in Parsippany. You're like, getting a Parsippany's a pain in the
So
ass.
it's a Jersey centric.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Is Artie Lang a Jersey guy?
That I don't know. I would assume so. It was his movie.
Was shit.
I do think he's like a Jersey, New York City guy.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. It was Michael.
Wow,
it was
do
Michael
you see that?
Rappaport and some. I want to say Patton Oswalt, but it might not be Patton Oswalt. But it was about a Giants Eagles rivalry. It was called like the fuck. This is bad radio, guys. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But
No, it's okay.
There's been way worse on this podcast.
I feel like if you if you don't know what I'm talking about by this point, then you probably won't. But I'll have to tell you guys about this movie because it was about this like psycho Giants fan who just likes to troll Eagles fans so much so that like he ends up going to like Philly to watch a game and like fuck with people in person and like
That
that.
sounds awesome.
It was a funny movie.
Gotta
yeah.
love trolls, man.
Yeah, trolls around the world.
You guys can be able to hold it down while old Fudge goes and takes a piss.
No,
It'll probably sound better.
Sure, looks at me. No.
so this
Be sure to call him Chris when I'm gone, you fucking asshole.
I got me and Charlie. We're cool.
I keep looking at these maps on the wall.
That's
The
very lame of us, but that's where we've been played.
that's what.
Everything.
That's where you've been played.
Yeah, or downloaded.
Okay, I was thinking like that's everywhere like one of you has been, and I was
No,
I was
no.
looking- I was
I've
like,
never
I was
left the
thinking, like,
country.
that's
I just got
fucking-
my passport a week ago.
I'm like feeling like so inadequate here. Like I've never been. I mean, I've been to like Canada,
That's the same
and I've been to Hawaii.
Hawaii's
but, like-
probably dope. Too far of a fly for me though.
Both of my brothers live in Hawaii. I've been there.
So it's a cheap trip.
I've been there
for
a
you.
handful of times, and each time I've never wanted to leave. I would move to Hawaii tomorrow.
It looks so dope, dude.
Unless one of the unless
my
that
life,
volcano
if my
goes
life
off, then
allowed
you're
it.
dead.
That's there's a bunch of different islands. That's on the one island that
Honolulu?
I've never.
Is that what it's called?
I
I just thought of the only island name I know from Hawaii. Or is that a dance?
Go take a piss, dude.
No,
Honolulu.
Honolulu is a
Luau.
city on what they call the Big Island. I think it's called Oahu.
How big is it?
It's,
Funny Fudge.
It's big. So wait.
So your brothers live are they in the same spot? or-
we all grew up in Hopakong. You guys know Hopakong?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We got that snake in the lake at one point.
Yeah, Snake Hopakong. But yeah, my parents. I think it was probably around like 2003, 2004. They sold. My dad retired, and they bought a house in Henderson, Nevada, right outside of Vegas, and they
So they moved from a pack on to Vegas.
to Vegas,
Retired.
and then me and my one brother. I'm the oldest. My one brother is 2 years younger, and then there's one that's a year and a half younger than him. And right around that time, my youngest brother was going to Rutgers, and then me and my other brother were living in like Mine Hill area.
Right.
And eventually, like, weird. It goes back to how I said, do you guys know the Juarez is from West
Right, from
Milford?
West
Because this girl we know from that family, she was moving to Hawaii, and she was moving to a house that had a couple of he's gonna walk back in and like I have no idea where we are in this story, but she was moving to a house that had a couple extra. They needed a couple extra roommates, and
in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, and
where are we?
And she asked my one brother, because she knew like he was at a point in his life where he hated New Jersey.
Right.
He wanted out. Didn't matter where. So she was like, "Do you
What
want?"
did he do? Like, what was his job?
Well, he was always into like doing like marathons on like Ironman kind of shit, like bikes and shit. So he ended up working at a bike shop out there. But like
makes sense.
He
isn't Hawaii like insanely expensive?
You know what? It's actually
it's actually a tourist, I think.
Very similar to New Jersey. Like the cost of living in Hawaii is pretty much the cost of living in
way
New Jersey.
Too pricey.
There was at one point where like I had to wake up every day knowing that my brother, who lived in Honolulu, was paying less a month for rent than I was in Bud Lake. But no, so she was moving out there and she was like, "Hey, got an extra room, you down?" And he's like, "Yup."
You can't say no to that.
And then
like there's no way you say no.
They
to that.
asked my other brother, and he thought about it for a few weeks, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm down too." And he worked at a Chili's at the time, and he was able to just transfer to a Chili's in Honolulu.
Damn, Chili's there?
Yeah, it's Chili's everywhere. It's not a fucking Jersey thing. But
I like how they do the nachos because they separate the nachos and they do all the toppings on each individual nacho.
But yeah, so my parents are in Vegas.
It's an important thing.
My parents
are in Vegas too.
My parents are they really?
Yeah,
my parents are in Vegas. My brothers are in Hawaii. I'm still here. Where your parents?
You gotta move to
literally
Hawaii,
in Vegas.
Bro. I know. I swear to God, my parents they were looking. I think they were looking at Kentucky first, but they were looking for an area.
Weed pen.
Right when the market was crashing, real estate wise, my parents were like, "Yo,
Is there a button on
let's
it?
figure out what we're doing."
You have to hit it 5 times.
What?
You hit the button 5 times, and it should light up.
Oh.
And then you're good to go.
No, you gotta hold it.
You gotta hold it while you're.
Look at it. Is it lighting up blue? Well, no. When you
Yeah, let me see it.
press, yeah, but yeah, no, but I mean, basically, long story short, when the market crashed, like however many years ago,
Hold
it
that,
was,
and you should be.
yeah, they bought like a couple properties out there, and then we had to wait for my younger brother to graduate, and then he went into the military, went into the Air Force. So my mom went out there first, established herself a job and everything, so she could have benefits for her and my dad. Then my dad retired and then moved out. But yeah, they're out in Vegas.
Are they in Vegas or are they in Henderson or one of those other towns?
They're in Vegas. Obviously,
my parents are in Henderson, and I actually just lived out there for a year and a half, 2 years. When we had our first kid, when my parents moved out there, they
past the pen down there.
When my parents moved out there, they did it before like any of us were like thinking about like getting married or having kids or anything. So then once a few of us did get married and have kids, it was like, all right, well, this sucks. We're not around our grandkids. So like when my wife and I decided that we were if we were gonna make any kind of move, we were gonna do it then. So we moved out there for a little while to give them some time, like some like FaceTime as grandparents.
What part are you back? Too much. It's probably more expensive out there. No.
No, it's very cheap out there, man.
Really hard to get jobs and keep jobs. I think now. Big time.
Once we had our second kid, it was like, all right, well, where do we want to be?
I heard Vegas schooling is garbage. I don't know for sure, but I've heard that.
You know, I won't lie and say like there were things about Vegas that like factored into it. Like for one, it's hot as fuck out there all the time. Like there's so much so to the point
it's
where
dry.
Like, well,
weed's legal now.
It's like it's nowhere to raise a young kid. It's like we had to tell him.
You let him out in the back as
it's like, bro, like
I want to go out and play, and he's dead.
Like we had to tell this kid, no, you cannot go outside. How you tell a fucking kid that? Like there's that. Like we heard about the schools, but like there were things that were like deeper than that. It's like all right, we don't know anything about this place, so how are we supposed to like teach our kids about this place? So like you want to raise your kids somewhere where like the place and like the people there. Like the only people we had there were friends that I made while I was there. And my wife was pregnant most of the time, so like she could never go out anywhere. Like
Right.
it was I did music, so I was able to like go out and like meet people in the scene and like shit like that. So I had that going for me. But like, you know, they were friends, but they weren't like friends, you know, like they weren't people that like from like here that I grew up with. So like the only people we had were like my parents and my aunt and uncle who live out there too. But like,
yeah, and that's no good.
I mean, it's great to be around them, but like, you know, like
Not the social.
everything we know is here. Everyone we know is here, and like
That's why I tell my parents all the time. They're always like, "Oh, but you know, you can move out here," and I'm like, "I know you're saying that, Mom." But every single person I know and love, besides you and Dad, are fucking here. I don't want to pay this much money either, Mom. But
that being said, now that we're back and now that we're like established and like where we live and everything, and like one of the main things that made us want to get out of Jersey in the first place is how fucking expensive it is.
Yeah,
like
it is getting
it's
worse. Dude.
So
it's
expensive to live here, and I think about where we lived out there, man. And I will think about this for the rest of my life. It was a 2-bedroom condo in a gated community with a pool and fucking palm trees and shit. Like, it was gorgeous.
You're not going to believe the numbers
Beautiful.
he's about to say, Keith. It's fucking ridiculous.
15 minutes away from the Vegas Strip. $950 a month. $950 a month.
You were renting?
Yeah.
Dude, your yearly taxes out there, owning like a nice like 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom like fucking townhouse or
Yeah.
whatever.
Dude, the mortgage
they're like $700 a year.
The mortgage my parents pay is just ridiculous, man. Like
thousands of dollars a year just for taxes here, dude.
they gotta legalize weed and get this shit lower.
eventually weed's gonna be legal everywhere.
Here's the problem. When they legalize weed here, I think, Connor, even if they do, when they do, there's something up at the state. Something's going on in the state where something fucked up is happening and all the money is like disappearing. And it's not helping us at all. I mean, so even dude, Colorado was giving money back to people when weed was legal. I know I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist. I don't give a fuck. When Colorado was making all that money off of weed, and probably still is, they were like giving money back to people. They didn't know what to do with it. Jersey, we're not even going to see it. I don't think we're going to see it. I think just that money's going to disappear into people's pockets.
We're going to see it.
I mean, I don't have it that bad here.
I mean, this is why it's going to be legal.
You've been
everywhere.
around like 8 years longer than me, man. You cannot believe what you just said to me now.
Here's why it's going to be legal everywhere is because places like Colorado are going to be... it's weird. I looked at the word when I said it.
Are we in Colorado? Yeah, we are. Nice.
Colorado is going to be an example to everyone because weed helped them significally and almost like magically. Like it's it's like paying for schools. It's like everything that like
not like
it's like a liberal fever dream, man. It's like let's legalize weed and it's gonna pay for everything, and like it fucking has. So like other states see that and they're like, well, we want in.
I just wish people need to realize that weed isn't like booze and heroin and every other.
No, it's actually less harmful.
Dude, I love drinking. It's one of the funnest things ever. But not that I smoke. But in a zillion fucking years, if I had to choose, it'd be weed over booze in a heartbeat. Dude, it's like I feel that weed does so much more than just like let you get a little fucked up and unwind, man. Like I think weed has actually some decent health positives it could do. Like
anyone who thinks about it from an actual reasonable point of view will say like what you're saying is like that it's not as bad as they fucking say it is. But
you got like conservative weirdos that are like, all right, dude, what's weed? And next week it's coke.
And you know what?
That's heroin. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Everybody's still dying from heroin anyway. Legalize weed.
The generation that thought weed was as bad as like heroin, they're dying out.
They all died on heroin.
I can't wait until they're done dying. I cannot wait.
And I don't even mean just like dying.
Too many people on this earth anyway. Let those people die.
I don't mean physically dying, like, you know,
I just don't
exiting this earth. I mean, like they're not the ones in power anymore. The people who are in power are the generation that grew up smoking weed.
Right. And I don't get like, dude,
and that's only gonna get
drinking.
Like the next generation is gonna be kids who did fucking Molly. Like they're gonna be the ones.
Let's
in power.
legalize
So,
Molly.
Like,
what are you gonna say, asshole?
I'm just saying, like I love drinking. I'm like I'll smoke, but like it's not my favorite thing. You know, unless I have a bunch of dominoes next to me.
Drinking is so bad for your health. It's so bad for you physically, mentally. It makes you feel like shit when you're done doing it. I've drank more than anything like in my entire life. Like I was never really big into drugs or anything. weed on and off, stuff like that. I mean, I don't smoke now.
Party foul, dog.
Guys, the boss is going to be at the look at me.
What's the dog's name?
Skywalker, but you call him call him cunt or Walker.
Guys, that wasn't the end of the conversation. You had to look at me to. I love smoking. Not that I smoke, but what I'm trying to say is that like it's the alcohol like murders your mental and physical health.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm a co-host and basically run a drinking podcast. You want to know the only time I fucking drink is when I'm on this fucking podcast, dude. And I used to be. I was at the point where like my whole family thought I was like an alcoholic. Like I was drinking every single day. I was bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I drink every day, but it's not. I don't get drunk every day. Like I get home from work. A lot of days I work like between the two jobs. I work like 15, 16 hours. I get home from work. I drink a beer. It's one
Just
of the
to make you feel
one of the
better,
first things
Charlie?
I do.
When I say drink every day, I was like share a handle with my friend every day.
Very rarely,
not 2 beers.
Do I have more than one beer on weekends? I might have a few. I'm just saying, like,
what do you like?
There's nothing wrong with
bartending
that.
or food service?
Depends on which place.
Oh, so you work at multiple restaurants?
Not simultaneously, but like, there's been server jobs I like better than bartender jobs. There's been bartender jobs I like better than server jobs. But I just had my favorite bartending job I've ever had, and the place totally fucking dicked me over.
That sucks.
And I think
money wise or schedule wise?
They man, I'm not.
We don't have to get into
I'm not even gonna name.
That was my fault.
I'm not gonna name names, but there's a prominent college drinking town, and they have a bunch of like prominent college drinking bars,
right?
And I was lucky enough to get a good position at one of them where like there would be some Fridays where I'd make fucking $400 like just in like a day, and like
that was a terrible woo, by the way. Can we just point that out?
That was pretty
but
bad.
like you throw 3 or 4.
Depending
Depending on your schedule and which shifts you're lucky enough to get, like you could put a pretty good week together, right?
Oh, for sure.
So like
when I was bartending full time, I was making cash.
This place, they the town is all about who's the newest place, who's the hottest place.
Right.
It didn't always used to be that way, but now it is. And now all these places are competing with each other. And the worst part is most of the bars in said town, I'm just going to fucking say it. I'm going to say Marstown. Most of the bars in Marstown are run by like 3 or 4 people. And like a couple of them are brothers. And they just like compete with each other. And and it's pretty much they like play Monopoly with the fucking town. And like, so like this place decided that they weren't the new hot shit anymore. And no matter what they did, they weren't going to be the new hot shit. And
Morristown's been a bar hopping city for a minute,
So what they did
right?
So what they did is it'll always be because it's close to like 3 or 4 colleges, and it's just where like if you are between like 21 and 25 and you want to go try and get laid, you go to fucking Morristown.
Yeah.
At least if you're from around here, Morristown or Hoboken. But so they shut the place down, and they were going to renovate it and open it up as something new. So they were the new bar again. And when they did...
same owners, same exact people.
And I fucking hope people see through it. But when they did this, they kind of dicked the whole staff over where they were like, well, if we're going to be the new place, we got to look new. We got to have a new staff. So like
that's fucked
everyone
up.
who works here, like, sorry. Like, and they didn't even... If they were honest about it straight up, if they said that to us, like, we're sorry. But they didn't. They strung everyone along saying, like, well, you might be able to get your job back. So, like, you had to fucking literally, like, stalk the owners to be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, do I still have a job? And then eventually, like I never got an answer. And, like, my boy who got me the job, he was a manager there. He never got a fucking answer. He literally had to track these dudes down in an alley for them to tell him, like, sorry.
If they were smart, they would have been like, well, we'll just change what we're doing.
Don't go to whatever the fuck Sona 13 is called right now. Fucking South Street Social or whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's not. It's Sona 13, and it's run by the same fucking owners. And
that's crazy, dude. You think that's
Sue me
part in this
for
industry?
whoever the fuck is listening to this. If
No
this
one's
is a
gonna see you,
problem,
dog.
give a shit.
I wish we had that
Fuck
many
you.
listeners, but no one's gonna see you, dog.
Like
Fuck
like
Billy Walsh or
reinvent
whatever the
your
fuck
shit,
his name
bro.
is. The other fucking owner who I thought was cool the whole time. Fuck him too. I don't even remember his name. Fuck
So,
you.
was the
Fuck
business
South
that
Street Social.
bad?
Go fucking piss in their fucking piss
You
all
wanna
over
get-
the goddamn
You want to get an Uber
bar.
right
Go
now? We'll
ahead,
just
do it.
start pissing all day, bro.
Fuck that place. Fuck
Let's
those
get an
people.
Uber.
not a table, man. A table. It's called.
No,
like
we
a
get an
month.
Uber to fucking Morristown. We're gonna piss all over
Oh
this bar.
yeah, you pay.
No, I'm good.
I'll bring my flask. We can drink that.
No, but you gotta you want to reinvent yourself. Do it. Don't come on.
Fucking just put
It's-
some makeup on and be like, I'm hot now.
Man. Yeah, like come
It's
on,
like-
come on, guy. Come on, guy.
You're the same slob we saw 2 days ago. Like, there's a reason. There's a
That's
reason.
kind of fucked. They just fired everybody like that.
Not everybody. They kept like 2 people, and I guarantee those 2 people knew the whole time and just didn't tell anybody else.
Of course,
sure.
They,
But
were,
can you
they,
blame
they went
them,
up to
though?
those people like, listen, we're gonna get rid of everybody but you. So
Don't tell them.
Can you blame him?
No.
I don't know. You know,
No,
They
and
got
you know what?
rent-
If I
they
was-
got a mortgage to pay or rent
Look,
to pay, they got kids.
look, I
Like,
can understand why I was one of the ones who were expendable. I came late to the party. The ones they kept were like either the ones that like the owners themselves hired or ones that had been there for like years and like, you know, so like they're going to get rid of somebody, get rid of the guy who was hired less
Right.
than a year ago. However, still a dick
Oh,
move.
dog's on the
Still
table.
fuck that place.
Yeah, there you go, dog. Yep.
no one's gonna stop this K9, huh?
Well, I don't know what you want me to do. He's
I'm
too
not
far
moving.
from
See,
me.
like I said, guys, I'm an angry person. You hit
the
a-
anger's coming. Your
you hit-
beard's getting redder.
you hit some kind of button and I just start going.
Got him.
Yeah.
That's all right, man. Dude, I fucking hate bartending, bro.
Yeah.
I bartended for 10 years, and I made a shitload of money. That's the reason I own this house. So I can't say that I regret it,
Yeah.
but I fucking hate it, dude.
I love the restaurant industry, man. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love cooking. That's like my passion, man.
I've cooked, I've waited tables, I've bartended. Like, I would love to own my own place one day. Like, that's like my dream. I've had a handful of dreams in my life. People ask like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Da, 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 da.
Right.
For the longest,
Motherfucker, I'm 39. I am
always-
grown up.
I
first
did.
of all,
I've done music. I've done music forever. For a handful of years, like I really wanted to be like, not a famous musician, but I wanted to do music for a living.
Right.
You know, and like,
which is awesome, man.
and I would still love to. I would love to get a job just writing songs for someone else to sing. Like that would be fucking great. Just churn out fucking dumb pop songs all day long for like some hot young chick to sing. Boom. Let me do that.
Big time money. You don't deal with any of the
could do
bullshit.
that. But now, like realistically, I would like to own a bar. I would like to run
like
my-
a shot and beer joint, or
run
like
just a
Like a hipster crafty
subtle,
beer?
subtle kind of place, man. Just nothing flashy. You know, like good food, good beer, good drinks, good atmosphere. Just
how it
just
should
a
be, man.
not a dive bar, not a fancy place. Just somewhere
In the
The middle of the road, like
somewhere in
no
between,
one's
man.
complaining.
somewhere where like
That was Murphy's in Greenwood Lake, New York.
I
They
think
had pool. They had good food.
I think
they
about-
closed at 12, so none of the weirdos.
I think
came out.
about the bars that I've seen be successful, and the one that I always go back to is an old place in Hopatcong, where the last
What's it called?
well it was originally called Time Out, and Time Out is the one that I think of as successful. After that, it was Under the Boardwalk, and then after Under the Boardwalk, it was Blackie's, and then after Blackie's, it was Castaways. And
How about Masons
and
or
then
Mason Street or
Castaways,
whatever? That's a big
Castaways
one,
got
too.
shut down because people were dealing drugs out of the bathroom. But like when it started, when it was Time Out was able to find that balance between being a family restaurant in the evening hours
And then just
and then
a
a,
shit show afterwards.
local bar to get drunk at and have fun
Oh, those
in the
are the
nighttime
best, man.
hours. So like
There's a couple of those. Right?
bring
The
your
Blue
kids,
Ale House on 23.
bring your
is one of
kids,
those.
pizza nights, all kind of fun shit.
Gross.
Get the fuck out by 7.
I want to have the kind of place where like a neighborhood can be a neighborhood.
Your dog was
like,
just sucking on those ice cubes, by the way.
That's fine.
where you and your neighbors
See, I
can go to
can't do
this
that.
bar
Give me
with
a
your
box,
kids, fucking hang out.
Fuck yourself.
I'm listening, Charlie. Sorry.
I'm just call me by my real name. Can I actually go take a piss right now? Can a guest do that?
Bro,
You're
you
allowed.
do
You
whatever you want.
You guys got a bedpan?
We can make one. Which way is easier for you to get out?
I'm gonna move in for the guy. I'm gonna think thin for a minute.
And then I get to walk into a random conversation a few minutes from now.
Yeah,
we'll probably do dead solid. It'll probably be
let's do something really weird so the guy's really uncomfortable.
Back to the hits like fingers and dicks.
Sucking toes, Charlie. Come on, the real hits. You know we're going to bring up some video games when you get back. You like play video games?
Bro, so we gotta talk about this. How long are we in?
Well, over 2 hours.
I need something, man. I need that clock helps me a lot. Maybe it's my cook mentality.
Sorry, you're freaking out too much about a clock.
It's just how it goes.
I think I'm gonna get 2 monitor mounts because I have a couple extra computer monitors at home.
Right.
We'll put one on the wall by you, and you could it'll be a wall mount, like a swivel mount. You can pull up and see. And then I'm gonna make this a wall mount too. Make it everything
just
badass.
work. Like it'll post the same program on each thing.
I would mimic the 2 screens, so you would see exactly what I would see.
Yeah, I definitely.
And we can just run the cable along the wall, and it would just
Yeah, I need that. It helps me think, and it helps me like control
You're a fucking
the situation.
loser.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. I'll tell you the truth, baby. Plus, like if it's like
I tell you the truth all the time. All you do is make fun of me.
Yeah, well,
dude, I'm having a kid, idiot. Dude, I'm gonna get a dog. You're a fucking moron.
I'm trying.
Dude,
to
I'm
help
buying
you
a
with
house.
that, bro. No, I never said nothing about that house.
Well, I was gonna say you're like, you should get rid of the kid and the dog.
I never said that you shouldn't get a dog. I just said you shouldn't get a dog.
The exact words were, you broke. What did you call me something? You were like, you broke. What are you
broke baby having.
Yeah, like you broke ass retard. Like, what do you getting a dog? And I was like, I'm trying to get a huge fucking dog. You're like, what kind of dog? All of a sudden, you're like, all right, I can hang out with Fudge's dog because my dog's a little motherfucker. I wanted a big dog, dude. That big ass dog. His name was Max, 5-year-old German Shepherd. Thing was bigger than
his
me.
name was
dude.
Max.
I didn't like the name either.
That's an awful name for.
Well,
a
no,
dog.
I shouldn't say. I was gonna say I was okay. I would have kept the Max, whatever. It's an easy name for a dog, but I love German Shepherds, man. And dude, it would have ate the cats, man. I don't want the little shit dog that we saw today that we're probably gonna get, but
just so you know, Charlie, we're talking about me making fun of Fudge and
which is pretty much the only thing that happens on this episode or this.
You guys,
podcast.
You guys know your toilet doesn't flush, right?
Bro, that's
You say it out.
Don't even
Dude,
start.
We're
I
totally
thought it was
straight.
a fluke
This
the
isn't
first
our
time, but,
house.
like this is a. Oh yeah.
You have to like.
Sure, it's
hold
not.
it.
Hey, you homos! You know your toilet doesn't flush, right?
We just redid the floors downstairs. We're redoing the
Not
floors
we,
upstairs.
but him and his girlfriend.
And then the next step is the bathroom.
In my
and
head, it's
toilets.
just you guys who live here. And,
That's fine.
and
you know us because of Kristen. You're
and-
like,
and
dude,
you
is this
share
your
a
guys'
life.
home?
me and Fudge share that king size bed over there.
yeah, but Kristen never said anything. She was just like, hey, you want to be on this podcast? I was like, sure.
We can tell us that the way you walked in here, you're like, hey, man, I'm Charlie. I'm like, I'm Dan. You're like, you can tell me what's going on here?
Wait, it's you I'm Facebook friends with, right?
Yes, we are Facebook friends.
Okay.
We've liked
You're
some
not.
of each other's things.
Right.
We could be friends. Man.
I'm just saying, like, well, all I
We
know
can
is,
do
like,
this every weekend.
All I know is I was asked, like, do you want
Biggie reference.
Hey, I got it. It's like, hey, my I don't even know if she said boyfriend. She was just
Probably
like,
not.
like,
Probably not.
She's barely with him,
she
you
probably did. She was probably like my boyfriend and his friend. They do a
Best
podcast.
friend. Best fucking friend, Charlie.
Best man, better man.
I had to fight for this.
But no, she was just like, you want to be on this podcast? And like, here's a number. Just text him. And I was like, hey, I heard you're looking. I don't even remember how it came. Like, hey, looking.
Do you
heard you're
own a
looking for guests.
T-shirt company?
Huh?
No,
I swear to fuck, she
That's-
mentioned some
no,
guy.
it's a
I thought that
different-
was him.
Different person. No.
That was the guy.
That's
You came in, you're like,
next
yeah.
week's guest. That's whoever the fuck Jeff is. I see it on the calendar. Over
Oh,
there.
that's Jefe.
Jefe. Oh,
It's
okay.
Spanish for white,
Jeff.
skinny Italian guy.
Spanish for Jeff.
That's a funny story. I'll tell you real quick, Charlie, because it's a funny
You
story.
guys better call him Jeff at least once next week.
I will. I got you, bro.
He's my roommate / also one of my best friends since high school, along with this fucking cocksucker. He was my roommate for the past 3.5 years. So when he first moved, he actually went to high school with us in New Jersey, moved out to Colorado because it was so amazing when he visited his cousin. Then he finally moved back to live with me because I needed a roommate. And he was like, I've been actually looking to come back to Jersey. So he needed to get his name on a utility so we can get a bank account here. So I added him to I think it was the water bill, whatever it was.
He's your roommate, you said?
Not anymore. He just moved out a couple weeks ago. Obviously, my girlfriend lives with me now, pregnant as fuck, which was actually, she was moving in before I got her pregnant. Actually, not technically because we found out 2 months late, but because we didn't plan a single fucking thing. So we had to put him on the bill so he can get a new, so he had a proof of address. So SS, I guess, can kind of sound like FF on the phone if you're mumbling. I think I kind of mumble on the phone. It makes sense. So
his name is Hesse.
His name is actually Jesse, but we've been calling him Hefe
I think
for
it's Hesse.
Hesse. So when I called Lady back, I was like, "Hey, we still haven't gotten the bill in. I'm waiting on this bill. They were supposed to send me a copy of an old bill because he's trying to get his bank account. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, first name JEFFE." I'm like, "Whoa, lady." I'm like, SS, not FF. And this is the second or third time I called him. So they had Hefe in the books for a minute.
So you just call him Hefe now?
So ever since then, it was he was the one who said it, made the F's all fucking Spanish or whatever, oh, Hefe or whatever. So ever since then, it's just been Uncle Hefe. Well, then we added Uncle Hefe because I think we watched fucking Full House one night or something for some reason.
Uncle
Hefe. And then instead of Uncle Jesse, you know what I mean?
This goes back to the conversation we were having
Full
before.
House?
How did you become Fudge?
Well, I was mentioning before that show, that sitcom, How I Met Your Mother. It's actually a big favorite of mine. The one guy calls himself Big Fudge once or twice on it. I thought it was pretty funny.
They're gonna sue us, baby.
Ah, fuck them. They're not even a TV show anymore. Good. We'll get famous if they sue us, so we'll have the money to fucking pay them. Tell them to shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna get sued by everybody. Local bars, TV shows.
Fuck them all. Whatever. In the town of Morristown, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing a fucking game on my phone, and my username was just Big Fudge. It was actually Big Fudge, aka the boat, because there's actually another.
The boat.
Yeah, well, there's. I don't know if you ever watched Scrubs, but that's my all-time favorite show.
Scrubs, that was a good show.
So there's a part he's like,
I never finished Scrubs. I always wanted to go. And it's
well, if you do, you're gonna cry.
It's one of those shows where I watched a significant amount of seasons, and then
Never
for
finished.
whatever reason,
It's on Hulu.
For whatever reason, I gave
It's
up.
on Hulu.
Well, here's the thing: I don't remember where I left off.
Watch it from the beginning. It's so.
I would have to go back from the beginning, but I'm
watching it right now for the 12th time.
So many episodes.
You can do it.
Here's another thing: when you do have kids, not enough TV time, bro. I can only pay attention.
No, dude. You make sure.
I have been watching.
You give it a bowl of titty milk, right? You make sure it doesn't
been-
drown, and you do your thing.
Once
Once a day, you change your diaper.
It takes
right?
me about a week now to
Put a blanket over it if it's loud.
a single episode of television. I've been chewing through season 2 of Legion in 20-minute spurts. I'll get home,
no.
I'll watch 20 minutes of an episode, go to bed. Maybe 4
You got 2 kids.
Maybe
is that,
4 nights later, I'll watch 20 minutes of that same episode.
What's it like with 2 kids?
It's great. I love it.
Well, what I mean, is comparing to the TV show thing, because like I said, if it's loud, put a blanket, a couple pillows over, you won't hear it.
What,
Don't let it
over the cage. What are they, parrots?
let it lean on its side. So
They think it's nighttime. They go to sleep.
if it's leaning on its side, it can't choke on anything. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But what's with 2 kids? Is that is it really double trouble? Is that why it's so hard to watch a fucking TV show?
No, I'm just fucking exhausted.
Do you beat one with the body of the other?
God, dude. Bro, so
Holy shit, I'm joking. Does anybody know how to laugh?
I
That's
should
not
do that
funny.
while they're
That's
still light
hilarious.
enough to pick up, though.
So, Charlie, I gotta ask a question.
I
'cause, Kristen was telling me about this.
Did you call him John?
No, I call him John Lee. So, Kristen's telling me about this Facebook post you have that's been going on for years.
Yeah, what's that about?
That's it's December 9th, 2011. No. Or is it December 11th, 2009? It's one of those.
But it's still going on.
Oh yeah, there's a handful of us who that's our group chat. We just we keep
fuck
it
around
going. The original post title was Steve Perry greater than sign Rick Perry.
Who was greater?
And that's
We were saying that the lead singer of Journey was better than the politician from Texas. That's how the post started. And then And then other people were like, well, so and so better than so and so, and then that took off for like hundreds of replies, and then eventually,
how many thousands? How many?
Right now we're at about 37,000.
That's.
And
I'm jealous, man. Why didn't we think of this?
It gets updated at least once a week.
So people are still going in on this.
Sometimes we'll change the post title now that you can edit. It's also this was grandfathered in before Facebook made the reply.
They grandfathered your post in for you. It's taking up 2 servers in Ohio.
How
somewhere?
you're able to reply to single replies now?
Right.
On this post, you still can't, and we made it a pact that if they ever do enforce that we're not going to do it just because it'll affect our post count.
Right.
Because they don't count replies to replies as replies.
Right.
So
which is dumb.
Yeah, we don't want it to mess with our numbers.
Everyone.
But like,
have one reply, just keep going.
Now that you're able to edit it, every once in a while I'll edit it and it'll get us a whole bunch of like new likes and new people in there, and then when I edit it back to what it originally, because I always edit it back at some point, and then they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, but like right after the election, I changed it to Donald Glover greater than Donald Trump, and like people saw that, and they saw that it was made. A lot of people don't put 2 and 2 together.
Not Danny Glover's son, right?
No, you don't know who Donald Glover is?
I do know who Donald Glover is, but there was me
out there, bozo.
There was. Thank God.
Just
well, here's the thing. A lot of people don't put 2 and 2 together, and
he's just a hard-working motherfucker with the same last name.
They see that the post was made in like 2009 or whatever, and they're like,
he was fucking.
They're like,
dude,
holy shit, are you like some kind of psychic? You said this fucking 8 years ago? I was like, yeah, I did. Like, welcome to this post. It's fucking great. But,
actually, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. Artist, actor, he's a fucking talented dude. He's funny, dude.
I don't know.
He's got an old stand-up on
Donald
Netflix.
Glover, you
Watch
talking
it.
about?
Weirdo. Yeah, it's fucking really good.
He's
It's
a
good.
talented
We
guy,
gotta
man.
pop the podcast on this
Have
status.
you guys watched Atlanta? Atlanta's fantastic. Great TV show.
It's a TV show.
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
FX. It's his show. He wrote
It's on
it,
Vice, you said?
FX.
FX.
He wrote it, directed it. It's he plays.
He's a talented motherfucker, man.
He plays the. Just
the black guy.
Yeah, just watch it. It's a hard show to describe, and describing it actually kind of does it an injustice because it's one of those shows that kind of defies.
Do you think it's on Hulu? Possibly. Atlanta, it's called.
Possibly, it might be on Hulu. If it's on anything, it would be on Hulu.
We'll find it.
But no, where was I going? Oh, yeah. So yeah, this post. It's also. I don't know if you've ever saw. Are you guys familiar with the fact that this is getting into the real depths of the internet here, but that
like selling kids for sexual favors.
There's been like a sort of a meme made out of just the song "Smooth" by Santana featuring Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20.
I know there's a meme about
I know
it.
the song.
There's an entire subculture of the internet that
loves this
that
meme.
Just will insist that this song is the greatest song of all time.
Okay.
And like,
it's a good
and
song.
everyone knows it's not, but they kind of just roll with it and act like it is anyway. It's like, and like whenever you mention the song, you never just say "Smooth." You say "Smooth" by Santana featuring Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20. And like, so like for a long time, that post became kind of like a home for that. Like every once in a while, we'll like edit the post to the lyrics of "Smooth" by Santana featuring Matchbox 20. But no, like it, dude, man, just. I will tag you in this post so you can come see.
Oh, please do! I'd love to join.
We'll be friends. Anyone who wants to listen, send me a fuck. Anyone who wants to check it out, send me a friend request. Doesn't matter. I'll be your friend. You
might want to block me from it like after a week or two, though. I might get weird with it. You know?
Dude,
we'll see what happens.
Weird is what we do there,
bro. It's been it's been like 10 years.
But we refer to this post as Frankenthread. Frankenthread will be here long after the internet is dead, long after we're all dead. This post will it'll be what aliens look at someday to see like what we did.
Get out of here.
It's so crazy. It's like you've gone viral but not made any money. But like it's just like you know what I'm saying?
Actually, you know what's funny? Like you guys have me on this podcast and there are actually like interesting things about me that like we just haven't done. Like,
well, we're over 2 hours, so start talking about it, Charlie.
I've gone viral a few times. When I had my first kid, actually, I sang to him while I would feed him, and I made a series of videos called Dad Sings While Feeding Baby. And whatever I was feeding him, I would sing a song that had, and I would change the words to like that. So the one that originally took off and got like a shit ton of views was I was feeding him Jello, and I sang Lionel Richie's Hello, but I changed it to Jello. and it took off, man. I got hit up by all sorts of like I never knew this until then, but there are companies out there who like kind of prey on people like that and like say like, let us put our ads in front of your video. We will pay you a certain percentage of whatever. We'll pay you a flat fee for like the rights to this video.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, this video took off. I got sent free Jello by Jello. Like
fucking Jello.
And then, so that
somebody
was,
besides
that was just,
Jello makes
that
Jello.
was just,
is that what you're telling me?
That was just the first hit, and then I sang "Lean on Me," but I changed it to "Green on Beans." I was like, "Green on beans, green on," like just it was the dumbest shit, but like millions of views, millions and millions.
That's
and
crazy.
and like, dude, they talked. I was interviewed by Fox 5 News. I was on fucking yeah. Me and my son were on fucking on the news.
Green on me,
dude. Good Morning America did a piece. Fucking.
So why are you here hanging out with us?
Here's the thing.
Let me ask you that. You didn't sign one of those dumb contracts, just get a couple mil?
Well, Rachel Ray wanted me to come on her show.
Weird body.
With I love Rachel. Oh, I love Rachel.
Pretty woman.
I
Pretty
also
woman.
love Rachel
But you
Ray,
just
yeah.
never take a look at her body and wonder like what's going on.
I
fuck up, Fudge.
have taken a look at her body.
I've been there. In front of her.
So Rachel Ray wanted.
It's like she's got no torso.
She wanted me to come on the show with my kid and do it live and like sing to the to
Green on me.
Shut the
or
fuck
whatever,
up, bro.
And this was right around the time we were moving out to Nevada.
Right when you decided to not make $1 million.
I will always say Nevada. I will never say Nevada. How they say it out there.
Nevada.
It's just always going to be Nevada. But
Kind of like Newfoundland, Newfoundland.
Yes. All right. So this was maybe like a week before we were moving, and they're like, "We want you to come on the show. We want you to do this." And I was like, "I'm down." However, because they're in New York, they were
Right.
like, and so we would have just been. I'm like, "We're moving. You're gonna need to like fly us out." And they're like, they thought about it for like a week or two. They're like, "We want you on the show, but we don't want you that." Yeah,
We're not gonna spend the
so
$300.
that never happened. And then
What were they prepared to like do for you or give you? What happens when you do that? They pay you a flat fee?
I mean, well, that would have been about promotion for my video, and I still get checks.
They don't pay you when you do something like that?
No, I mean, who knows? But like that would have gotten the video infinitely more views, and like,
Oh, for sure.
And like, I still every once in a while I'll get a check for $100 or $200 from that video, just from like the ads that they, because it still gets
doesn't
picked
stop,
up
right?
by like some kind of viral channel on the internet, and they'll just pump it out like it's some new video, and they'll be like, "Watch this cute dad sing to his cute kid." Like it's fucking just, I don't know. I just call myself cute on your podcast.
It's
but,
hot.
Fine.
yeah.
Dude, that's fucking funny, man.
But yeah,
Now you're
So,
here
like-
talking with us.
so like I had that one. That one was the most famous one. That got like
The green on me?
Yeah, I don't even know how many views. The Jello one was the second, but there was a whole bunch of other ones that like they're in like the 50,000 range. So like the series was successful. Then when I had the second kid, I tried to make lightning in a bottle. I tried to make lightning strike twice. The internet wasn't
No
having
go.
it. Like they were like
Fuck this guy.
either. I mean,
He shaved his head.
But no, yeah, it just that kind of went away. So, but yeah, I was the sing. I've actually been recognized in public for being like the singing dad yeah. At like fucking grocery stores and shit. Be like, "Yo, you're the Jello guy." Like, yes, I am. Like,
Want
You
some free
fucking
Jello?
right, I am, brother.
but yeah, it was funny when we moved
I gotta take a
out to
piss, boys.
that condo in,
right.
outside of Vegas I was talking about, waiting for my parents helped us get the place because they live out there, so like they had keys and they were able to let someone in. But like when we walked in the apartment for the first time, sitting there waiting for us was a box from Jello. it was
They knew that new address,
hey,
man.
saw your video. just wanted to say it was a ton of free Jello. We like never used any of it because I don't even like Jello. That's a funny thing.
I can eat Jello. I think it's just a bunch of sugar, though, huh?
Yeah, and like, isn't it made,
I guess I would eat a lot.
Isn't
but
it
the
made out of,
pudding,
like,
though, they probably said you pudding too, though, right?
Isn't it made out of like bone marrow and like weird shit like that? Jello.
Really?
You never knew that?
No.
Like Jello.
I don't eat Jello in the reg, though.
Gelatin to begin with is like made out of like some real strange
Some
shit,
real fucked
man.
up shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just the powder you pour in water, and somehow it turns into like a rubber thing you eat.
Yeah, turns into flubber or whatever the fuck that movie was called.
Yeah, I guess we should just talk about Jello for a hot second.
We should
just
talk about Jello.
why do you pour powder in water and then you put it in the fridge and you wake up the next day and it's like literally a substance that isn't even on the elemental chart, dude. Like
it's the blob.
what
It
the
just comes to
fuck
life.
are you eating? Like, dude, I'll get baked
Just-
Jello all day. I'm not saying I won't.
I have a weird thing about something that's neither a solid nor a liquid.
That's right.
It
What is it?
you put it
dude?
in your mouth and it's just kind of like it just kind of like flobs around.
But it's
in there.
fruity, so you're like, I'm okay with this.
I have a similar issue with something like quiche, where quiche is
Yeah, quiche is a little fun. I'm not, I don't really
it's
eat quiche, but
it's like it's like egg and pie at the same time. Like it's just
the HR lady who just quit at my job a couple months ago, she made it wasn't like, I guess it wasn't quiche, but it was like an egg baked dish thing, and there was like a little bit of breading in it somehow, but she had like bacon and cheese, and I want to say she put like cream cheese or sour cream or something in there, and you just scooped it out like a slice of cake or like a piece of pie or something, but it was just like, it was
fucking weird,
mostly
man.
egg.
No.
And
I will not.
it moved my shorts around, if you know
It
what I
was
mean.
good?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Before I forget, if you want to check out those videos, go to the Charles Only YouTube channel.
Trolls
I'm
Only?
talking to Charles. Charles.
Oh,
Only.
Charles
Yes.
Only. Oh, so it's on that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I did just search green on me, and it didn't look like any bald.
Green on beans.
Oh, green on beans.
Actually,
bro,
no,
pay
it wouldn't be
attention.
called that though. It's actually called Dad Sings While Feeding Baby 13: The Green Bean Chronicles. I think it was 13.
Dad sings while
Feeding baby. Just yeah.
baby. Okay.
Should we play a song right now?
Oh shit!
That came up.
Oh shit, dude! Yo, 2,000,000, 2.1, dude. Dude. We're playing the fuck out.
Play it out.
This motherfucker's famous.
Look, there's an
Finally
ad
our
before-
podcast.
Look, I'm getting paid for that ad.
We're paying you right now. We're paying you to be on the podcast.
We're not paying you anything.
Green on beans, green on your soul. I'll be your friend.
Put it wide view, bro.
He's the star of the show. Look at him smiling now.
So you're gonna need some green beans to eat on. And just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need
that.
some green beans to eat on.
Goddamn.
I just might have some
I haven't watched this in
green
so
beans
long.
and you'll understand. We all need some green
Look at him. He's a
beans
little camera whore.
to
It's great.
eat on green on beans.
If the baby wasn't cute, that wouldn't have taken off. Luckily, I was blessed with a cute kid. 2 of them actually.
What's up, Chris?
Hello.
It
I don't know how to stop the ad. Jesus Christ. So
so
close the app.
what the fuck just happened, Kristen? Is that other mic on?
I'd have to pause it real quick. I'll pause it.
Pause it for a second. She got to talk about this. Yeah, you have no choice there, Kristen. We live?
Now we're back on.
We're
Okay.
back, baby.
Yeah, no,
All right.
I just
All right, so
technical difficulties for a second.
the
I was
broad-
not prepared.
The broad is here, but we were just talking about
How we need to do a shot because I just got home from
green
work.
on cheese.
Green on beans.
Said green on cheese.
Green on beans.
Yes.
Whose shot glass is this?
It's yours now.
Sweet.
Green on beans. Go watch all my videos.
Charles only.
YouTube.com/Charles Only. One word.
Oh, it's one word now?
I mean, it's one word if you
Could've
type
swore
in
it
it as an internet address.
Could have sworn
We'll
it was 2
plug
words,
that
man.
shit, brother.
Now you got guy comes on your podcast, tells something's 2 words. Now it's
All
one.
right. I looked over and I said, "Has that Boba Fett mask been here the entire time?" And
It's not.
The answer is no. I just found that.
Before you start the Boba Fett mask,
It's
what
an
do you think about the new?
actual-
What do you think about the additions to the wall behind you?
You gotta take a picture of that mask
that's
so people know what we're
beautiful.
talking about.
Not too shabby, huh?
Yeah, that's actually
Like it-
that's great. Where'd you get
Yeah.
all that?
Well, the
I'm on it.
You know what?
I mean, well,
we can
Elvis Costello, I think you gave us.
we can
Oh,
say
yeah.
Boba Fett mask and people will be like, yeah, but like it's a legit Boba. It's like it looks like
It's even
the actual Boba Fett
distressed,
mask.
distressed.
yeah.
So
like,
where'd you find it? Where?
Like literally on the side of the road.
This is the best that's anyone's
you,
ever found
did you,
ever.
like pull over and
I
like
no, like I was just now. I got home. I fed the dog. I took him around the block to pee. And
Can you hand it to me? Can I hold it?
literally was
can I wear it?
yes.
Pop that bitch on,
It
bro.
was next to the pole where the dog usually pees, and it was just there, just in all its glory.
Can I put it on and then you take another picture
Like
of me,
someone-
Yeah.
but use that picture as
I
like,
think
the
I'm
promo
gonna do
shot
that.
instead?
Go ahead.
Like
Bro, how about you put it
Put
on?
the headphones
I'll
around the mask.
jerk off to it like fucking.
No, you're gonna lose your career. You're not gonna
Put the
do that.
headphones on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that on, then the headphones on. Just be careful. Just be careful putting the headphones
I think
around
I
to make
just
sure they like don't snap and have to like $25 headphones.
Guys. There's no turning back.
Oh my God, Chris is the greatest. Put the mic. The mic's. Yeah, there you go. Well, all right. Now look over here.
Did you?
Oh my God, perfect.
There you go, babe. Give Fudge that shot.
How does this sound in the mic?
Much,
not
much
the
You're
more
definitely
bad.
gonna have to take it off immediately.
I was until I put the mask on.
How
For
do
the
you
sake
see
of
it?
sound for this podcast, can you immediately?
I feel different. I feel changed.
You feel like a clone.
Something's happening. Guys.
Favorite Star Wars movie? Charlie, go.
Empire.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
You know what? You know what was a great movie though?
Is it because of Hoth?
You know what was a great movie? The Last Jedi.
I enjoyed it.
When I first saw it, we were all in the theater. We were drinking. There was a bunch of kids around us, and we were clearly drinking in front of their parents, but the kids were in front of us.
Yeah, fuck them.
And I did not like the movie. The second time I bought it, I watched it. I fucking dug the shit out of it.
It's
dude.
one that's better the second time. Once you get past like the hype and like the reaction to it and like
right. Although
like, you let it stand alone as like a Star Wars movie and like yeah, it's pretty great.
the whole thing where they went to a casino
That
to
part,
find a dude,
yeah.
and then they came back and they're like, "Yeah, it didn't matter." Like,
I mean,
like-
you think about even the greatest Star Wars movies have like subplots that were like, well, what the fuck did that have to do with anything?
yeah, I guess so. We're doing a shot, Fudge.
All right.
Cheers.
I poured you one too.
Oh no,
No.
I
You can't do 'em?
Yeah, we went over this.
All right, sorry.
Charlie,
Cheers.
we all did 12-year, and then
Oh.
I took a
missed
shot
it.
because I'm on a Shots for Likes podcast.
Fair enough.
But so someone feel free to take that shot and take this beer because
Kristen,
I,
you
I,
won't-
am, I am not. Yeah,
you won't shotgun
This
that
fucking
beer, Chris.
responsible guy.
I'm not gonna shotgun an IPA.
He can come on.
It's,
He can
if
have
it makes any
kids.
difference. It's a New England style IPA with.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, in that case, don't shotgun
This
that. 'cause
New
I wanna
England
try.
style IPA is a silky sit. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, the helmet's going.
Oh wait, don't. Let me get my snap going first.
Yeah, definitely start snapping this.
All right, go.
This New England style IPA is a silky citrus bomb. We used a heavy dose of citra hops and complemented it with a soft, piney touch of Centennial.
Can you read?
To create a sun-kissed delight.
He's the Philly bound.
Fat.
It kind of smells in there, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say so.
I don't know what it smells like. Can someone else put this on?
Fudge, put that on, bro.
I was gonna say it wasn't gonna be you two.
I don't know if it smells like mask because I don't know what mask smells like.
I actually smelled it before. It always smells like plastic.
Maybe that's it.
I don't know.
It smells like
Might
whatever
have
the.
a big
It
head,
smells
I
like
don't know
whatever
what
the
to say.
reason was they threw it out.
Luke.
Someone fucking jerked off into that mask and they're like, some asshole's gonna put this on.
And you're the asshole. You're the asshole. You're the asshole.
Not comfortable. but this is definitely staying in here.
Yeah, we'll hang that shit. Yo, put that shit on Beaker. Where's Beaker?
Yeah, I was
at?
just gonna say right over there.
I want to say, here's what I would do. What I want to start doing at the table, not to like interrupt Charlie's podcast, but quick thing.
I thought his name was Chris.
Please interrupt my podcast.
Chris, shut the fuck up, Chris. We need to talk real quick. What I'm telling my girlfriend, because my girlfriend, like every time like birthday, Christmas rolls around, she's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Babe, just my underwear doesn't have holes in it yet. I don't need anything. What I want is the Aaron Judge fucking Sith bobblehead they came out with this year. I want it so bad.
You
So
know
I was like,
what?
listen, babe, it's
I
only
don't
like $70
Star Wars
right
anymore. We got new coasters.
I fucked
Fucking
up, I'm
loser.
sorry.
But I'm pretty sure I'm keeping it. I want to start like getting stuff on our ends of the table. Like we want, like when you fix the metronome, or even just put the metronome here.
Right.
We got stuff on our side of the table that we want to
For a
look at during
second,
our
I
podcast.
thought you were just mispronouncing the word metronome.
Nope, there is a gnome that has Mets gear on with a broken foot on the bar right now.
You guys should get a metronome and put it right next to the metronome.
Yeah, Fudge. Amazon metronome right now, bro.
I can pull
Can we
one
get
on my phone.
Can we get one with like
what?
chicken balls on it?
I've never even thought about how much a metronome would cost. It's gotta be at
Cents.
$20 at
Cents.
least.
right? I would say
You can download a free app.
$12 for a
You think? What about one with cock and balls though?
A cock and balls metronome?
Yeah,
I guarantee something like that
that
exists.
has. Dude,
Hold on, so there's 2 balls on each side, and the dick just hits each ball, right?
yeah, or the ball.
Let's Google dirty metronome.
Dirty.
Side note, new band name.
Yeah. Can I be in that band? Fuck, I'll play
Sure
bass.
can.
I don't care how useless I am. I just want to be.
found the name of our collaboration.
There we go. Me and Chris killing dirty metronome.
I found a
Chris
song
and Big Fudge.
called My Body
Dirty
is a
Metronome.
Chris and Fudge, baby.
Oh.
Dude, I think we just want to start
Nothing
calling
under
you
dirty
Chris now.
metronome. Yeah, that's fine.
Chris and Fudge.
Look me up. My name is Chris Only.
Chris sings green beans to kid.
Oh man, like
Did you name one of your kids, Chris?
all sorts of online metronomes that have pretty much put the metronome companies out of business. That's sad. That's just like Uber and taxi, man.
That's how that happens.
No, taxis are still
I
around.
actually named my son after Tom York from Radiohead, and Radiohead's my favorite band.
Did you go see
fun
him
fact
a
about me.
couple months
Yeah.
ago? 3 months ago,
No,
right?
because they're too fucking expensive now.
It's crazy. It's not even that they're too expensive. Like the bots, dude. Bots. They're like, oh yeah,
They
we're
buy
going-
up tickets and you're fucked.
We're going to upsell for $80. Bots are like,
There was one point in my life where I saw Radiohead, and then I paid $350 to see them again the very next night.
I wouldn't pay that much money for Between the Bear and Me to suck my dick.
Where I got that money and why I spent it on that,
if you know what?
I can't.
It is what it is, man. You know?
I'm one of those annoying Radiohead fans where nothing you say that could possibly be construed as bad about Radiohead will ever affect me.
I don't think if you're a big fan of like fucking Ozzy Osbourne or something, or like some random band, right? You're like, yeah, I spent $300 after I just saw him. Like, good for you, man. Like that's who you like.
Who's your favorite band?
Primus.
Primus?
Probably Primus.
That's a good
Damn,
choice.
really? Your favorite?
Who's your favorite band?
There's a lot of bands that could probably take the spot, but if I have to choose, like I was telling you before, I like a lot of different kinds of music.
Yeah.
But progressive metal, progressive music, Between the Buried and Me, man. Have you ever heard of Between the Buried and Me?
Between the what?
Between the Buried and Me.
No.
They're pretty awesome.
Wow.
Like progressive metal, you said?
Yes, but the past few albums they've been getting a little bit less metal, but they're as a music fan, I'm gonna be texting you for the next few days.
Would I be
Go downstairs, Chris.
in the right genre if I said bands like Mars Volta and Tool and like that kind of shit?
Way more talented.
Yeah, I feel like those guys are pretty talented.
Instrumentally.
I feel like
just
Tool gets a bad rap. Tool is like
Tool is amazing,
They're
and
one of-
whoever doesn't like Tool is a fucking asshole.
Well, here's the thing. Tool is amazing, and the lead singer is damn near a fucking genius. But like Tool has a significant portion of their fan base are just idiots who like to rock. Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to
But who cares?
Case in point, I went to see Tool and Phantomus opened. You know Phantomus?
What was,
I don't know fans.
What was Tool's other
It's one of
band?
Mike Patton's band. Like Mike Patton from Faith No More and Mr. Bungle, and like Mike Patton's a fucking legend. Like if there's no Mike Patton, if there's no Mike Patton, there's no Tool, right? So like Tool,
Faith No More, right? That was
had-
that band. You
Yes,
can't
yes.
have
Tool
that.
had Mike Patton open, and the Tool crowd booed Mike Patton.
Come on.
Now, like if you're a Tool fan, you're not supposed to boo Mike Patton. Like it was a bad look. You know what I'm saying? Like it's,
They're not intelligent music. I know what you're saying. It was the time frame they came out when like grunge was
once-
really huge.
I once watched the following thing happen. It was at I don't remember which festival it was, but Tool was playing it. It was at PNC Bank Art Center, and it was in the lawn, and there was a guy at like the bottom of the lawn, and he got into a fight with the guy who on top of the hill, and like the guy. So somebody was like, bring on Tool, and this other guy was like, Tool sucks. So this guy ran down the hill and beat the shit out of him for saying Tool sucks. It's fucking amazing. Holy shit! That
I don't even know what to say to that, man.
Bro, PNC breaks back.
I'm gonna text you, Charlie. I'm texting you, and I'm gonna make you listen to Between the Bear to Me.
No, it's Chris,
I will check it out. That's your favorite band.
Chris, my bad, man. My bad, nigga. Chris, my nigga, Chris. I'm gonna make you listen to Between the Bear to Me. Hey, I'm not using the hard R, Chris. It's okay, man.
Kristen, who's your favorite band? Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
Talking to the fucking mic.
I love Bruce Springsteen.
And
your
Bruce
favorite
Springsteen
band.
and the E Street Band, followed by Meatloaf and the E Street.
Oh my god.
Meatloaf and the East Street.
Do you like a good
Look,
band? Meatloaf.
if you asked me to make my top 10 favorite albums of all time,
That's a different
Bruce
story.
Springsteen album would be on that list. It would be Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Bruce album,
It would
too.
probably be in the back half of the top 10,
Fudge,
but it would be
me
there.
and Kristen's song is a Meatloaf song, bro. So step the fuck off.
Now I'm just picturing Meatloaf.
I can't do me. I
fronting
can't
the
do
Step
East
the
Street fan.
fuck off,
That's fucking
Fudge.
No,
amazing.
but in reality, most of the musicians that played with Meatloaf on Bad of the Hell are members of the E Street Band.
Really?
Yes, like a
never knew that.
majority of them.
That's fucking amazing.
It's basically the
I'm
E
gonna
Street
listen to
Band.
Bad Outta
with-
Hell.
Now, when you
on the
listen
way
to Bad
home.
of the Hell, you're gonna
No
be like
lie.
hearing like the keyboard, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's the E Street Band!" Yeah,
Wow.
It's literally E Street Band with Meatloaf.
yeah.
They're like, well, we want a good vocalist, so let's try something else.
Yeah. And then the chick from Heart, I think, was the female vocalist, right? I think one of the female vocalists on Bad Hell was the
You
girl
know
from
what's
Heart.
funny? As many times as I've heard songs like Paradise by the Dashboard Light, I've never bothered to like think about who the girl was singing in that song.
You're better off.
Because she fucking sang her ass off.
Is that so that Turn Around
No.
song on Bad in Hell? No, I'm asking.
That wasn't even a Meatloaf song.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it? It's
No, that's Totally Clips of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler.
Also,
Meatloaf isn't the guy in that song.
There's no guy on that song. What, just saying turn around?
Well, you're
that's all
thinking
the guy
about
does on that song.
watching Old School, that movie where like turn around every time I fucking ding.
What Meatloaf song am I thinking of? Where like it's him singing to a girl, they're going back and forth. It's
Paradise
like
by the Dashboard Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hold on, what the fuck did you just say?
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Or are you thinking of?
If you've ever been to any karaoke night, you've heard it.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of the only duets that people sing in karaoke.
I literally think I may have been like one. I've been alive for 3 decades. I'm not a big fan of karaoke. No. I'll sing in like an actual band, but I won't go to karaoke.
Karaoke's fun.
We're not. I need
No,
to.
I can play the whole
I didn't
song.
answer. Definitely not the song I'm thinking of.
It's not.
You're
It's
thinking
not the
of
song.
Tell now I can't think
Good
of it
song.
because you're playing that song. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what you're thinking of. No.
Well, I can't think of
Sorry.
whatever this shitty song is.
It's a good song though.
It is a good song. Songs like that like kind of just transcend like time and place, and like even though they're so overplayed, like Bohemian Rhapsody is another one. Like That song.
Queen is one of the best bands of all
But
time.
that song has been so overplayed. And
It's still
so
amazing.
overused.
They
And, like,
named the
whenever it comes on, I will still listen to that
Oh,
song,
fuck
and
yeah.
I will fucking feel every.
The movie's named after that.
I still remember
It's not their best song.
I still
but the
remember the
movie's named
first
after it.
time that song affected me on like a human emotional level.
Bicycle,
and-
Between the Buried and Me covers on their cover album.
Oh, yeah?
You need to listen to Between the
Dude,
Buried.
if you
that's
like,
about
if you like
jerking off,
really,
right?
if you really let Bohemian,
It's about gay sex.
if you really let Bohemian Rhapsody in, and it catches you in like a kind of emotional mood, the sad parts of that song can make you cry.
If
It's
you're
a-
listening to the lyrics,
Yeah, that's dude.
Dude, when they-
nothing really matters. Nothing really matters.
when
Like,
they hit the
that's a
end,
sad
dude, they
fucking
just
sentiment. Yeah. When
Is that song about a guy who
When-
killed
when-
somebody and he's going through death
when
row or
most
something?
people think of that song, they think of the silly middle part. I think of like everything else. Like the silly middle, I could actually do without the silly middle part.
right.
I feel like the silly middle part makes people just think of the silly middle part.
Thunderbolts of Lightning, very funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's like the breakdown of like when that song can't. That's when you're ready to fucking flip a table
That
for
song,
Queen.
like,
You know.
it was the first kind of like sprawling epic that was like 3 or 4 songs in one that ended up with like Radiohead songs like Paranoid Android and like Tool songs like Anima, to like mention other bands that we're talking about. Where like,
Well, have
that song-
you seen the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer?
yeah, dude from Mr. Robot plays him, right?
So
Is that what it is? Is that who that guy is?
So
I've
like
never
the
seen
best
that show.
the
That's a
best
good
quote
show.
from that trailer was like, oh, this because Bohemian Rhapsody is what, like a 5-minute song, 6-minute song,
6:18 or something like
and
that.
there's like the best part. I'm misquoting it, and they were like, this song can't be that long, and he's like, well, is that what your wife said after like something sexualized about fucking coming too early? Like it's so fucking good, dude. Like I can't wait to see.
When's that
movie.
shit coming out?
No idea.
Soon, I think.
I saw a trailer though. It's great.
Is it like a Netflix only thing, or is it like
No,
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 it's
it's
a
like-
movie.
it's a
Like it's
an
a
actual
movie.
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Fuck, I
a
have to go pay for
If,
it.
if
movie.
any of you have never seen Mr. Robot, watch that. That's a good show. It's
I
basically
actually have heard it's good.
basically if they turn Fight Club into a series, only without the fighting.
okay.
If that makes any sense.
It doesn't. Well, it kind of does, I guess.
I mean, fight.
Is that show where like the guy he fucking like hacks shit and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard it's actually amazing.
he's a
heard
computer-
a lot of good stuff about it.
He's
I
a
just never
computer
watched it.
hacker and a schizophrenic, and
good combo.
he works for an evil corporation who's bent on world domination, and he's the one trying to take them down.
Dr. Evil.
But since he's a schizophrenic, he doesn't necessarily know what the other half of him is doing half the time. Like it's a fucked up.
We're
show.
at we're at 2:45. Should we talk about Austin Powers for the next 14?
Maybe.
minutes?
Is this a thing with you guys?
We love
No,
that
but
movie.
we should make it a thing.
Baby, have you noticed we hung up your picture? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Burt Bacharach and Mr. Elvis Costello.
Where's the Austin Powers poster though?
We can
So,
hang it. We could.
Charlie, he brought this poster home. He helped his friend move,
You were so mad about
and
it.
he
So
brought
mad.
this.
We
poster
duct
home.
taped it on the wall.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have to tell a story anymore. Apparently, but yes,
Well, no, just I'm.
Tell us
Jack
story.
was moving.
poster?
No.
Tell a story,
Jack
Chris.
was moving. He gave you his Austin Power poster. Keith brought it home so excited, like, babe, I got this fucking awesome poster. I was like, we're not in college. We're not hanging an Austin Powers poster
She vetoed it
on
like a
the
bitch,
wall.
you know?
So
I've actually
Keith
been
got,
vetoed in my
like-
relationship from hanging up posters. Posters in general. Like,
Yeah.
Posters are tacky, apparently.
Yeah. Keith got like really mad though, and
I was
just
very
I
upset.
went
I
to
cried
bed
myself
and
to
he
sleep, you
Yeah, I went
know?
to bed and he decided to duct tape it to the wall because he didn't actually know how to like hang up a
There was like
poster,
16
That is
duct tape
legitimately-
stains.
Fucking duct tape.
What'd you do to that wall when you moved that? You had to have scrubbed that.
No, they painted over it.
Are you guys putting stars on that flag, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're getting there, dude.
You know,
One day, dude.
for people who say that they aren't political, like there's an awful lot of American flags in there.
We have a lot of vets on the show.
This guy likes America a lot.
I love that there's an American flag next to a giant black dildo.
That's what's representing
It's
America.
a door stop.
If you're a real man, you want
This
a
is
huge
America.
black cock. This is America. Have a huge big black cock. Right?
You literally just said you. Oh wait, never mind. It was Atlanta. You didn't know. You knew that he made Childish Gambino music. All right.
No, I've recently become a fan of his just because I watched his comedic special Weirdo on Netflix, and I
yeah.
think it's old. It's like from like 2012 or 2014.
He's one of those who's been
And
through
he's
like
funny.
2 or 3 different career paths. Like first he was just a funny, quirky guy,
But he's like nailing all of it though.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, dude? Like, how do you get a guy that like can act, direct? He's a musician. He's a comedian.
He's
like
basically got the world in the palm of his hand right now. Like he could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Who's this?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino.
Don Glover.
Dong Lover.
Don Lover, a.k.a. Don Johnson Lover.
I
See you, Kristen.
our buddy Eric, who's normally the bartender, he was like, dude, let's watch this video. And then my roommate or my
is a
ex-roommate
great
at the time
video.
was still living with us. This was a couple weeks ago. He was like, let's watch this video. And I think we're kind of like, we're a little shimmed up on the old Mary Jane. And it popped on and I was like, what the fuck? And like I watched it and I remember watching it the next day a couple times too. And I was like, yo,
Dude, that's a deep video, man. Like there's a lot of shit.
it's
going on.
if you look up like different videos of like what people claim the meanings are and this and that and stuff, it's
I mean, just in a nutshell, it's kind of like you never notice all the fucked up shit that's going on in the background because you're paying attention to the black man singing and dancing.
and that's exactly what he's trying to get you to do.
And not only that, but that's coupled with the narrative that like
What's
everything is fun and games, and people only really pay attention when there's a mass shooting. So a couple times,
life in general?
a couple
man?
times in the video, he'll just shoot people. So you
Dude.
start paying attention again.
Like,
And then it's just back to the fun, you know? Like it's
that's exactly what it is, man. Like, and it's fucked because it's like, I will admit that I'm guilty of just being like, dude, fuck all that bullshit. I don't want to think about it. I just want to try to live my life, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But at the
And
same
that's
time, like,
America. That's-
exactly. But that it's
an
you know,
entire
it's just about
population of people who don't want to think about shit like that.
yeah, exactly. But you're saying that's exactly what the point is. Like, if you stop paying attention to him singing and dancing when he gets the people around him singing and dancing with him,
Have you
there's
looked at
just-
what's going on in the background? of
there's
that video?
all
It's
like
fucked
different
up.
in like it's I don't know I don't know, man. And I'm sure he didn't direct that. I don't know if he I mean
think he
there's
might have. He directs his TV show. Oh no, he doesn't. The guy who
I'm guessing he
just
had a big
directed
part
some
in
fucking
making
movie.
that video, but I don't know, it's kind of fucking brilliant,
same
man.
guy who directs Atlanta directed it, and that guy just directed some fucking movie too, and I can't remember.
I just remember like I watched his comedic special Weirdo on Netflix, and I was like, dude, this guy's actually fucking funny. And you know what I mean? And I don't know, like to see that talent, like singing, dancing, all that shit, whatever. And now he's like, you know, a grown ass motherfucker. He looks completely different compared to Weirdo like 6 years ago. But
He's not a weirdo anymore.
well, yeah, he's actually a huge nerd.
Actually say
He's a
even
huge
even
nerd.
more of a weirdo.
That's the whole point, I think, of him. But like,
Weirdos are cool now. Like all the people that like used to get made fun of like 15, 20 years ago, they're the ones that are popular now.
yeah, that's just bullshit. I don't want to offend you, but that's a
Dan,
bunch
Dan.
of liberal bullshit is what
Dan.
that is,
Your
Charlie.
day is coming. Your day is coming.
Yeah, he's
No, I don't.
He has,
No, I don't want to be cool, man. I don't want people to know me or
Look at
anything.
Somebody like even just in like that side of like the music world, like somebody like a Childish Gambino or somebody like a Chance the Rapper, like they're
I checked out some of his other shit, and it's fucking dude. He can rap, man. He's
Who?
dope.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino,
his music
aka
is good,
Don Lover.
man. That last album he put out is basically a P-Funk album. It's a fucking George Clinton album.
bro. It's all about the new Scott Paul album.
Scott
Paul,
Paul.
bro.
Do you know who
I-
Scott Paul
I-
is?
I-
Or
Of
you-
course
I am
he
a
knows
Scott
who
Paul
Scott
fan.
Paul is.
I like
I've been
Scott
listening
Paul.
to his album like a lot the past few weeks, dude.
Hashtag New Me When.
You know Scott Paul?
I know Scott Paul.
There's some good shit. I'm digging this right now. I'm digging
coming-
the shit.
he's
out of
coming
this.
out. on the
I
podcast.
have done
when he answers me again.
music in this area for the past 15 to 20 years. I know Scott Paul.
Scott Paul's coming on, baby.
Eh?
Dude, I've been.
Tell him Charles only said
You
says
want
what's
you
up.
can bartend that? You want bartend that?
Yeah, you
episode?
should come bartend it. You should.
You just have to show up, pour drinks, and say some shit.
Dude, I've been listening to his album like a decent amount the past few weeks, man. It's fucking
I have it
good, dude.
right in my library saved.
It is pretty good.
I got Spotify. I don't pay for nothing.
I have Apple Music. It's the same thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Only better.
It's good. Apple's gonna fuck you somehow, somewhere. I'm an iPhone fan, but that's the only thing. Just the phone. Everything else, fuck Apple, man.
Fuck Apple, fuck PlayStation.
Well, PlayStation fucked me. You probably shouldn't tell him my PlayStation.
Willfully getting fucked by Apple.
Actually, technically, I think I know Charlie because of Apple.
Because of Apple?
Yeah, because I worked with Mary.
Like the fruit or the computer
Chris
company?
This goes back to the dude
Apple
that I was
store.
talking about that I was in the band with and did the podcast with. She worked with him.
Who was that? Oh,
Chris.
John Bamber. Oh no! Oh, Chris Renee.
Bieber?
But Bamber
Justin
did
Bieber, yes.
like a
He's
podcast
who I used to be in a
or
band
a
with.
radio thing
I
for a
hate
while.
Justin Bieber, so I don't like your old bandmate.
Yeah. No, yeah. Me and Chris and Mary were friends, and then that's how I met you, because you guys played music.
There's the Chris
and
Bieber?
we used to go to Crow's when
Chris
he was
who-
like a fucking bar back, and I never met him back then.
Yeah, she would have loved me back then.
We used to play at Crow's. You probably seen us play.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Small.
Chris, DJ for your Christmas party? Mm-hmm. Chris, the man. Oh, so you know Chris.
Chris
Yeah,
is
that's
who
like
I was
a-
in the Yes Yes Y'alls with and who I did the podcast with.
I think his best friend. So you know your best friend.
I don't know.
Is that-
he didn't say his name, right?
All right.
He's not slurring yet. He's about to
The
get
only
the pirate
names
eye.
I've mentioned on this podcast are people who I don't like.
Well, fuck them. That's what this podcast is for.
Chris is the fucking man, bro.
Oh, who?
He's a
Him,
good dude.
Chris?
I don't want to go that.
That's funny because I called him Chris originally.
No, they get that, I hope. That's
Maybe.
He's Chris.
Fuck
This is
him.
not Charlie.
Yeah, Chris.
When you were like, yeah, Chris was. Dude, you didn't even flinch. You just sat here. You were like, oh, nigga, my name's Chris for the rest of the night.
produced the majority of the music I've made over the past like
Right.
10, 15 years or so.
Dude, I'll never forget the day. So I was bar backing. This is like 11 years ago. And I was bar backing. It was open mic at Crow's. And it was, he was playing guitar and fucking had someone rap with him, dude. It was the best open mic of my
Were
life.
It was literally Charlie.
That's probably me.
Like, who
No,
the fuck else
it
would
might have been you.
been?
No, I think
That was definitely Charlie.
no, it was a brother.
Oh, it's
It
John
was
Blake.
John Blake.
Rest in peace. Right here.
Yeah,
There he is. All right.
it
That
was.
guy's dead.
And then-
Now this whole thing's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
and that's the whole
Why are you
Scott
bringing up
Paul
a dead
thing.
guy, man? Ain't-
No, the whole Scott Paul thing. Scott Paul was upset.
It's just because he's black, because that's racist.
It is, but no, dude. I'll never forget. Like I remember, we were all sitting there, like, wait, we know these guys forever, man. They're like, they're singing and all. They're bringing the rap into it, and it was so good.
Remember when you saw him play guitar and you really liked it and you called him Chris and his name's Charlie?
No, I think his name's Chris. How crazy is that, dude?
How crazy do you think it is, Chris?
Small world.
Yeah.
It took us 3 hours, but we finally went full circle.
Going full circle, I think the dog is the one with the foot fetish.
Yeah, fuck the dog.
He's like really in your flip flops.
There's not even
Well,
a
he's
toe down there
licking
to
him.
suck, bro.
He's licking
Oh
him.
yeah, he's.
You know what happened?
licking
He's
the
really-
toe
he's going to
part.
town
He's
on those
going
sandals,
the
man.
part that
Even
goes
though
in
he's
between your
banned, he gets in the
toes.
room, he hears but Uncle Fudge sucking toes, he's smelling the sandals, see what it's about. No?
Did you talk about that this episode though?
This is the
Sucking
first
toes?
20 seconds.
The
I think I
first
mentioned
thing they did.
It literally took us about three seconds before
I was taking a shower. There's no one sucking toes.
we started early.
Well, no, there was, we were talking about,
Right
no,
to
the
the heart of
7-Eleven
the
hot dogs. 7-Eleven
Yeah.
hot dogs. You
I
said
said-
7-Eleven foods underrated, so I was like, Charlie, shut
Like,
the
we're
fuck
starting
up.
right now.
I hit record. I was like, fuck Keith. He's an asshole. I know I
am.
talk about weird shit, including sucking toes, whatever, but 7-Eleven food is dope, and that's what we started on. But I mentioned sucking toes like 20 seconds in, man.
Every episode, it's been like 7.
I don't even like sucking toes that much. It just
I
became
do
this
think it was
thing.
funny how like I started off talking about.
Have you gotten your big toe sucked, Charlie?
No.
we've been over
I
this.
wouldn't.
Suck
I wouldn't-
39 years of life. You have not been over it with
wouldn't
Chris.
wish that on my worst enemy. My big toe in their mouth. It's not a pleasant thing.
I mean, you're married, so you can't get it done now, but I mean,
What does that
if she
mean?
wants to bring in some new freaky shit in the bedroom, talk to your wife about swapping toes in each other's mouth.
Oh.
Just a toe, you just suck it in a couple seconds, man.
She would sooner die.
I'm not not saying run a mile, then come home and ask to get your toes sucked. I'm just after a shower.
Have you seen my toes? Would you like to see?
Pop-
them?
Okay, all right, let me ask you this. Does everybody here eat ass? Okay, what's worse, a fucking toe or an asshole?
A toe.
Okay?
toe.
Because we probably... Are you kidding me?
Definitely a
Shit
toe.
comes out of your fucking ass and a toe's worse? And a fucking toe's worse?
You're not, you're not,
Are you fucking kidding me
you're
right
not
now?
eating ass right after a shit.
You never do it. You take a
And
shower.
you're not eating sucking a toe right after a 2-mile run.
Everyone stop. Everyone stop.
You're all stupid.
No,
if you're
stop.
saying
Fudge.
sucking toes is worse than eating ass.
Assholes don't have nails.
And I do both, so fuck every single one of you.
Fudge, give me a
Episode
second.
title: Assholes don't have nails. I don't know if you guys do episode titles, but
Oh,
Yeah,
we do.
that's exactly what we did. Oh, what do you want it to be?
Fudge.
I'll text her right now.
assholes don't have nails.
All right. I'm texting that right now. Not to my
Who, your
girlfriend. all right.
producer? Like, what's going on?
Assholes. I need to spell this right. Assholes don't have nails. Thank you.
Fudge,
Remind
I
me.
know.
Okay.
I know for a fact before you eat an ass personally, or have your
God,
ass like
straight at the shower is the
you
best.
won't do right.
Straight at the shower is the best.
Straight out of the shower. You always tell the bro to take a shower.
No, I don't make her take a shower so I can eat her ass. But if she comes at the shower, I'm like, hey, babe, there's the couch.
It's,
Let's,
it's the
you know-
shower thing. It's always the shower, right?
Why are you texting that to me? Am I the one titling this episode?
No, I need to remember it.
He's trying to.
We get. You have to realize we have a drinking podcast there, Chris.
Wait, why did you text me? Can I eat your ass
It's fucking
later?
Charlie, dude. It's Charlie.
No, I'm calling him Chris on purpose. Fudge, why did you text me asking to suck my toe later? That's
Bro,
inappropriate.
have you ever said, "All right, I won't suck your toe until you take a shower"?
I never said I won't eat your ass until you take a
If
shower.
I was the type
And there's
of
just
person,
certain moments where I don't eat ass and don't suck toes, and vice versa. Okay?
I'm not just eating.
I don't
ass and-
suck that many
I'm not
toes.
just
I'm
eating ass
not
and
like.
sucking toes all willy nilly.
All right? I'm not asking to get shit on. I'm not a weirdo. All right? Just get your big toe sucked.
If
for
I
a
was
sec.
the type of person who liked to suck toes, and I do know these type of people.
Not a ton of toes. I don't
it's
even have a
called
foot
If I
Shrimping.
was that type, it's called what?
It's called shrimping, apparently.
Who said that? Was that your dad?
My father said that.
Like shrimp,
Yeah,
like shrimp scampi.
yeah.
Like
Less garlicky, less lemony, more foot fungus taste.
Jesus
Yo,
Christ.
It's
when I
called
just stop talking about sucking toes, man, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to last. I'm just gonna laugh, and then we're gonna be like, dude,
Look,
hit stop.
If I was the type of person who liked to suck toes, I would
Hell yeah, suck
probably
toes.
prefer clean toes.
You
Of
want clean
course,
toe.
of course.
Clean toe. I get
don't know
it.
if
I don't
would
want
go
to
as far
suck
as
an old dirty
demanding-
toe. I don't want to suck a fungi athlete's foot toe. I'm not looking for.
But
some
have
weird
you
shit.
sucked
But,
the dirty
if you're
toe?
Really
No.
if you're really into feet like that much, don't you want like the full?
But that's the thing, Kristen.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
have a full blown foot fetish. I'm not
If
like
you're
a
a
crazy
foot person, you probably like the stink.
Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. I've no. All right.
You like,
Hear me out.
You like the
Hey!
must.
Hey, I've never fucked feet. Okay, I do not have a foot fetish.
Come on, you got a small dick like me, man.
But get it. I like to call it
It's a
mediocre.
wee one. It is lappy.
We're bringing it back in episode 29. I like to call it mediocre size. What I'm trying to tell you is that I don't fuck feet. I don't have a fucking serious foot fetish. Just I've gotten my toes sucked and I've sucked toes before. It's not a bad thing.
Did you enjoy
right.
getting your toes sucked?
Fuck yeah! I
that
enjoyed
did-
getting my
That
toes
did it
sucked.
for you? Really?
I'm not saying I came when it happened, but it didn't feel bad. Come on, man. I'm not eating poop here. I'm just. What's wrong with
We could
sucking?
go
It's not,
one
it's not like your
episode
team won the
Fudge.
Super Bowl. You don't have to eat poop. God, that joke fell so flat.
Oh no, I
You tried, man.
I know.
I need a piss.
well, we're at 3 hours, asshole.
I feel like we're probably.
You want to finish
done
your
with it, right?
Keith? You want to finish her off? We're at 3 hours.
You guys keep going, and when I get back,
All right. So
Let's just be totally silent until.
I guess we'll get off toes until well, not even until he's
yeah,
back.
you'll get off on toes.
Whoa, Chris, All right, let's relax here. I'm never gonna let that slide. I think I'm just gonna call you Chris
All
forever.
right, I'm Chris.
Because I'm knowingly calling you Chris. I'm not forgetting like someone's boyfriend.
Sooner or later, you're gonna forget I'm not Chris. And
I think it.
But that's the best of times. And then there will be no worst of times because from there on then we'd call you Chris.
Have you ever checked out like a woman's toes in public? Like, are you like, oh,
I'm not that guy.
nice.
like
So-
most guys, like,
I'm not
check
that
out
guy.
asses and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
he checked out.
No, that see you're
oh man,
you're
she's wearing sandals.
you're confusing.
Open-toed. Yeah.
You're confusing an insane inside joke with like a foot fetish. I don't have a foot fetish.
Sure you do.
I don't have a foot fetish. I'm just not a fucking pussy, and I will admit the things that I will do sexually. That's all. I mean, a couple episodes earlier that I was talking about eating ass forever, then all of a sudden that just flew by the hand and nobody gave a shit about that. And I mentioned sucking toes once. Now 20 episodes later, I'm still sucking toes.
In the heat of the moment, if I was,
I'm not gonna suck your toe, Chris.
if I was hooking up with somebody, and they kind of just were
Not a first time hookup. It's not a first time hookup.
No, I'm not talking about even about like scenarios. I'm saying like in the heat of the moment, if someone were to be like, suck my toes, like I'd, not now because I'm married and like, but I'm saying like in the past, I may have, if someone was just like, dude, I probably would have done it just to fucking do it. Like it's fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know. In that moment, are you gonna be like, ew, no? Like if like someone is like, would turn me on if you did
certain
that.
positions where it's not.
We're still on toe sucking.
would
We're
you
always on
rather
toe sucking.
suck a toe or get
It
your
started
toe
with
sucked?
sucking toe.
There's
Ooh.
the question.
That is the ultimate question, Fudge.
I don't know if I've had my toes sucked in a while. So
You're sucking toes, but you haven't had yours sucked?
no, I have.
Shall
You
I
don't
call
remember
Bri-
that? I just said that before. That was a
Should I call Brendan right now?
no. You should not.
Listen,
at all.
lady, he's talking about you sucking, his toes, but you're upset
don't-
about sucking her.
I don't want to be inappropriate. I don't want to get into details about our relationship.
Thank God.
Although I get into them just vaguely without mentioning her name, but it's basically the same thing, I guess. That's what I'm trying to. You guys keep thinking I have a foot fetish. I don't have a foot fetish. I'm not going into this. I'm not going into. No, he asked me a question, Christopher.
He says that.
Christopher comes on the
hold on.
podcast.
It's
Methinks
Charlie.
the lady doth protest too
Yeah,
much.
new title of the episode: Fudge doesn't have foot fetish.
I'll text that and I'll
Chris
decide on
and
my.
or Charlie.
I'll text that to you. Okay.
All right, let's end this bitch.
Doesn't
Right?
have
We're
a
at 3
foot.
hours. We go end this fucker.
I almost forgot how to spell fetish, and then or not fetus.
I spelled it wrong, but god damn it.
Want to suck my toes layer? What are we layering the toe sucking on, Chris? I like calling him Chris. It flows better than Charlie, you know?
Yeah, you know what? Your new name is Chris.
Actually, no, Chuck
name
is
is
Chuck is like
Chris
the easiest thing to
You wanna
say.
call him
So now
Chuck?
you're Chuck.
Oh, Chuck is a terrible name.
Chuck,
wrong with
Bobuck, Fanana, Fanafo,
Fuck.
Fee, Fi, Fomuck. Easier
Chuck.
to say than Chris.
Chuck.
What do people call you when you were little? When you were a kid? What do
CHUCK.
people call you when you were
Chuck,
a kid? Did they call
Chuck,
you Charlie, or did
Chuck.
they call you Charles or Chuck, or what were
It
you
was
when you
like-
were a kid?
Half Charlie, half Chuck.
Yeah,
Charles wasn't until later in life.
I feel like
How you
it's
feel
like
about Charles Manson? all right. Let's end this shit.
Just because his first name
No.
relates to
we're at
the
three-
mastermind of serial murderer.
We're
First
at 3
name.
hours, right?
How do you feel about
Now,
him?
Are we supposed to disregard everything great that they did before?
We went over this, bro.
Charles Manson is just Louis C.K. is just as bad as Charles Manson.
wow.
Well, how many people did Louis C.K. jerk off in front
How
of?
many people did Charles Manson jerk off in front of?
He was jerking off. I thought he just had people kill people for him.
I think it's time we wrap this up.
You knew what you were doing there, Chuck. Oh, Chuck, Christopher Chuck
right.
guy. Chuck.
All right.
Well, you know what? Why don't you finish it off, Charles? Say something, little something you want to say.
Yeah. Once again, if you want to check out the music, You can
Charles only.
Look
And we'll
look up Charles,
text us.
Charles
this show.
only on Spotify or Apple or Google Play or Tidal or anywhere.
Nigga, you on
get your,
Spotify?
shit. Yeah.
Now I'm definitely gonna listen to you.
I'm on SoundCloud. You can find everything I've ever done at charlesonlymusic.bandcamp.com. You could find the viral videos at youtube.com/charlesonly. Follow me on Twitter at shamelessplug.
Yo, this you?
That is me.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
See, now I'm definitely gonna listen to you.
Instagram, only Charles Only. Snapchat, only Charles Only. Facebook, Charles Only. Facebook, shameless plug.
Beautiful.
Like I said, I am a social media whore. Just find me.
Just
follow me, friend
text
me.
us
Do
what
it.
you just said so we can
yeah,
we can
222.
tag- Yeah, we can tag it in the.
MySpace.
Wait, did you guys rap battle and I missed it?
No, that's
No.
a future episode.
Fuck.
I mean, I would have
gonna-
won, but you know, we don't want to get into that.
Ooh. All right, so yeah, let's wrap her up, and you gotta do your
Hey.
song, bro.
Yeah, Charlie gets to do a song.
I got
Yeah.
to what?
You gotta
You gotta
get
do a
your
song, bro.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we'll explain. It's quick. So you don't suck toes. That's pretty much it. DJ, spin that shit.
Sleep. Why are you not recording, bro?
I am recording.
Oh. Sleep.
Toes ain't that bad.
Finger in the dick. Sucking toes. Shots for life. Finger in the dick. Sucking toes. Sucking toes. Every shots for life. Finger in the dick. Put a finger in the dick. Put a finger in. Sucking toes podcast. Shots for life. Go first. I'm on last. Take a shot for life. Sucking toes podcast. Put a finger in the dick. Plug that shit. Plug that shit. Can't find this on Comcast. Is that a corn song? Sucking. Got the life toes. Cunt real quick. Got the life.